Shoobity wop me, oobity wop me, oop-a-doo down.
6 months already. Here's to many half years more.
Shoobity wop me, oobity wop me, oop-a-doo down.
28. The number of legs on 9 injured goats.
Shoobity wop me, oobity wop me, oop-a-doo down.
Good evening, 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 and welcome to the Season 9 finale of Game Night on this Thursday, the 22nd of December. It is also the finale of Quizmas 2022. The 12th day of Quizmas is here. We are just 3 days away from the big day itself and wrapping up the year. Oh, Ash opened the window. Sorry I wasn't missed the time shot last night. Although I hear congratulations are owed to Mr. Clive for winning the time shot. Very well done there. Let me stop that bonus. Yeah. Sorry I couldn't be there. I was with the Useless Noisemaker and Mr. Useless Noisemaker hosting for Kira's birthday party. So apologies. I did catch the very, very end of it. But yeah, it looked like it was good fun was had by all. So yes, we are here to wrap up the season of Quizmas and to wrap up season 9 of Game Night, and I'm awfully hot. I wanted to show off my Christmas jumper, my Game of Thrones one, but I'm now just thinking it's really hot. I might have to take it off, but I'll do that in just a minute. Lots to get through tonight. We've got our Quizmas game. It's a very special game to wrap up the season of Quizmas. I'll tell you all about that in just a minute. And we have then got the Escape Artist a bit later on from Oni, which will truly wrap up the season. We've also got the Penny Prize Draw a bit later on. So this is your last chance to cash in your micro pennies. I know some people have been doing that already. I'm awfully hot, Ben 2022. Well, what can I say? Shapes of the boot fits. Yeah, so Penny Prize Draw. Last chance to cash in your micro pennies this season. Turn them into real pennies, which will then be included in the prize draw for some nice little festive extra prizes. Separate from Quizmas, you can still win in the Penny Prize Draw, even if you've already won at Quizmas. I'm seeing a couple coming in. I will do those over the course of... In fact, I'll start doing them right now. So I do bear with me. Dragon 7398 is cashing in 100. Okay, there you go. DMC is cashing in 100. Okay, there you go. Lupine is cashing in 500. He's been saving up. Lupine cashing in 500 pennies, trying to get his way ahead into the penny prize draw. There we go. Those are cashed in for you. Added to your totals. And the app has been refreshed. So yes, micro pennies, cash them in, make them into real full fat pennies if you want them to be included in the penny prize draw a little bit later on. The Quizmas number 1, it's not a surprise anymore, it's now a tradition. I actually get to show it this year, which is great, because having been involved in the last 2 ones and sort of produced them, it's Ash who's had the 12th day of Quizmas the last couple of years, so this year it's my turn, and I'll be sharing that with you at the end, so do make sure you stick around right till the very end of the stream for a little festive surprise. But before all of that, I need to say hello to you. Good evening to James, and Not a Cat, and ABME, and Mark. Hello, Lewis, and G. Isons, and Dogfish, and Fernando. To Shapes, to DMC. Good evening, Paulister, and Vitrudel, and Puzzle Dan, and Colo. Good evening, Toot, and Fired, and Oni, and Derek. Hello to BC, and Matt the Sprat, to Dragon, to Tadaru, Ramsey, and Lupine, Mr. Vertigo, Lingo, Shadowmane, Ali Law, It's Sotley, Spokes, Panda, David, Petnog, Anasep, and anyone else who is lurking, lingering, and loitering, lingering. I can't remember which order I say them in. Lingering, loitering, and lurking in the stream. You're most welcome to be here. Thank you so much for joining me for this, the season 9 finale of Game Night, the 12th day of Quizmas, and my goodness me, it is a special one that we have got in store for you tonight. I'm not going to say any more. I'm going to open door number 12, the 22nd, and let's find out what we are going to be playing tonight. It was always going to be the Hive, wasn't it? It was always going to be the Hive. Sorry, my jumper's going to have to come off. It's really warm. It was always going to be the Hive. For me, I think I have not made any secret of the fact that this is probably my favourite of my originals. It's great fun to play. It's great fun to host. I can't say it's great fun to play. I've never played it myself. But I have updated it so it is now Hackboxified. So you must play this game through Hackbox. It's an adapted version of the one we're using at QNL, except pennies are now added on as well. So that's all good. And I can say, first of all, this is a pretty much exclusively Christmas pack. It has been written by me. Sorry, just before I go on to say that, can I thank Topper for writing the Crossfire pack earlier on. I'm not sure Topper is here today, but thank you very much, Topper, for that pack, to Lewis for proofing it, and well done to Daru on winning that opening game there. Crossfire from Topper earlier on. Lovely start to the last episode of the season. So this pack has been written by me. It has been proofed by Ash, and I can tell you now that there is a top prize of £112 due to a weird quirk in the game. It is going to be a proper cash game of the Hive. Potentially £112 going to the hot seat player this evening, depending how you do it. It is a very specific jackpot. The reason it's a specific jackpot is because the first question is worth £2, then £3, then £4, and so on, up to, after 12 questions, it'd be up to 14, which gets you 99. And I think I've added in something where if you do get a perfect game, it rounds it up to 100. But of course, you get an underwrite value, which is £1 or 10 or 10 points for every question that you've gotten right in the game. So that would add on 12. So potential jackpot tonight of £112 cash sterling. There are a couple of disclaimers. Obviously, if you have already won a Quizmas game, you can still play in the Hive Mind, but you won't be able to take part in the hot seat game. And the usual rules about being 18 or eligible to receive money, of an age where you are eligible to receive money in your country, applies, PayPal or equivalent, if you please. So £112, that's for the hot seat player. The Hive Mind player, the best drone in this game, has the chance of win, or the best drone will win £15 PayPal or equivalent. Likewise, it will be transferred down through the ranks if we have got someone who's already won a prize this season, because we do like to share the prizes around. So £112 potential. It's a bit of a different one from the other. The only other one that was different was the Abyss, where potentially there was £20 up for grabs, and no one ended up winning it. The rest have been £10. But it is the last day of Quizmas. I'll spend the rest of the money in my PayPal account potentially tonight. It is a tough pack. I will add it. It's not obnoxiously tough, but it is tricky. So you will have to earn it. But that is potentially what is up for grabs tonight on the 12th day of Quizmas. There were some other games where the prizes on Ash's side, but on my side they've all been £10, not a cap, generally speaking. So when the lobby opens, you'll need Hackbox. If you have already won a prize, I would politely request that you don't join the initial lobby. You will be able to join afterwards, and I'll leave the screen up and the code up for a few minutes in between selecting the hot seat player and then anyone else come in. But if you have already won a prize, please don't join this lobby because there's no exclude function on it. And because it's a Hackbox QNL game, I'm controlling all of this from a separate window tonight. So if you just give me a moment just to close down the advent calendar, so we're done with that for another year. And let me load up a couple of things in here. I have to go play first. I'm then going to need a new window. There we go. Let's pop you down there, Unity Inspector, and Hackbox window, you can go up there. Right, cash game. No, we don't want to skip titles. Royal, 22nd of December. So if I press that. Great, this is now all controlled from Hackbox. Hurrah. So you will need Hackbox, and you will, of course, need to come and talk to me if you're in the hot seat. So make sure you've got a microphone and are in the Discord server. It's the last Quizmas game of the season. If you're all ready and sitting comfortably, let's play the Hive. So here we go for the 12th day of Quizmas. It is the new improved version of the Hive running in Hatbox. Just a reminder, if you have won a prize this season already, do not join this lobby until after the hot seat player has been selected. And if you don't want to play in the hot seat lobby, even if you haven't won a prize, don't join this lobby. If you just want to play in the Hive Mind, wait until we've got our hot seat player, and then there will be another opportunity to join. So, if you want to play the Hive tonight for a chance to win up to £112, go to Hackbox and join the game room with the code CSLN. And remember, yes, as Cole is saying, Discord and microphone are required. There's the link to Hackbox. And we're going to start getting our first player through. So it's been updated since the QNL version because we've now got avatars on there. So you will still need to do the verification thing. So come join the game. This pack has been written by me. Chance to win some serious Christmas money on the line. Some last minute spending money possibly. Would be fun. Best of luck, potential glorious leaders. And a message from our sponsor, Buzzle Dan.
Manifest pray.
Manifest pray, he says. Could be. Could be. We'll have to wait and see. Praying for pray. Thank you for the 100 bits, Puzzle Dan. Most grateful. Right, while you think about whether you're going to come join, I'm going to go and refill my champagne. I will be back in just a moment. It's going to be easy to bring the whole bottle up. And I'll sort this out at some point in the next few minutes. Prey VT, welcome. Good to have you here. I'm assuming that's our friend Prey on an alt account of some sort. Welcome on in. Right. Who's it going to be? Who have we got? Looks like a dragon, a Paulister, a Pyro Pygmy, a Ramsey Fox, a Shadowmane, a Prey, and it's Sotlia, Tadaru, and a Spokes. And a Pedro N. Welcome, Pedro. Are you in the Discord? You need to be in the Discord. You need to have a microphone if you would like to play. So make sure that you are in the Discord, because if you're not, you won't be able to come and chat with me, which would be a tremendous shame. So, yes, make sure that's all sorted. All be well. Right, I think we've waited just about long enough. Let's select a player to play the Christmas Hive. Here we go. Who's it going to be? That looks like Spokes to me. Spokes. Welcome to the game. You are in control of the Hive. Now is the opportunity where if you did not join the game before, then now is your opportunity to do so. So please do come and join the game to form our Hive Mind. Because we do need some players to be in the Hive Mind. Everyone who wasn't selected will automatically be in the Hive Mind here. But yes, you'll have a few minutes now to come and join. So please do so. Come into the game. In the meanwhile, Spokes, if you'd like to make your way to the green room, Cola is waiting there to sound test you. And I see you now. Hopefully Spokes will be with us in just a minute. We'll have a bit of a chat and then our game will begin. Please do come and join the Hive Mind if you're not here already. And you'll see your avatar appear. Was Bomber Ben's Christmas questions? We'll see what happens, Ramsey. We will see what happens. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's 23, or 20, 22 in the Hive so far. Room for a few more, if you'd like to come join. You don't need Discord or a microphone to be in the Hive mind. Spokes.
Hello.
Hello there. How are you doing?
I am doing well. I snuck away from work for the last day of Quizmas.
We appreciate that. Good man. Good stuff. How are your preparations going? Are you all ready for the coming weekend of carnage?
Oh, not at all.
Not at all. And Spokes, where are you speaking to us from?
The middle of the USA, Colorado.
Colorado. I hear there are some springs there.
Yes, there are indeed some springs. The second largest city in our state is named after them.
Colorado Springs. Indeed so. Now, potentially a very big windfall of cash coming your way this evening. How do you rate your Christmas knowledge? Do you think this is going to be a walk in the park for you, or do you think you're gonna struggle?
I think I will struggle somewhat, especially if there's any UK-centric questions, but I will do my best.
There's maybe one or two, but yeah, I've tried to get it as globally accessible as I can. But there's maybe one or two in there. But we'll have to see what happens. Have you got a target in mind? Something that you think you'd quite like to leave with?
I think if I can get out of here with 35 pounds, that will be a good day.
That would be a good day. Well, we will see what we can do about it. Have you played the Hive before, Spokes?
I have not played the Hive before.
Right, okay, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of explaining for you. There are 4 phases, and in each phase you will be presented with 4 questions. Those questions will have options, but you will not see them in the first instance. In each phase, you must attempt 3 questions, with the options increasing in number for each one. So 2 for the first, 3 for the second, and 4 for the third. The question that you don't pick will go to the final phase, and you will never have to answer that question. So far, so good?
So far, so good.
For every question you get right, you get increasingly more money added to your total. So you get £2 for the first question you get right, the next one will be worth 3, the next one will be worth 4, then 5, and so on. And that's accumulated into a bank at the top. The way you answer questions, though, is where this game comes into its own. In each phase, you've got to answer 3 questions, and you can answer in one of 2 ways. You can either answer the question yourself, or you can harness the power of the Hive mind. And in using the Hive mind, there are 2 options open to you, either trust or mistrust. Trust the Hive assumes plurality of the Hive will be correct, i.e. the highest percentage of answers will be for the correct answer. Mistrust assumes the opposite. In each phase, you must answer at least 1 question yourself, and you must use the Hive at least once. In the final phase, you don't have to answer any of the questions, but the 4 questions that you rejected from the previous 4 phases will be put to the Hive in a random order, plus 1 extra question at the front end of it. All you've got to do is predict on a sort of timeline what percentage of players got any given question right relative to the others. So the first question will set the stall and say 50% get it right. The next question you'll have to say, was it more or less? For each prediction you make correctly, you win a chunk of your jackpot. Those are the rules. I'll be here to hold your hand along the way and sort of guide you in the process of it. Although obviously I can't give you any help with the trivia. As to the Hive, themselves, the Hive will get awarded points for. They get 1 point for every person in the Hive who attempted and was wrong. So all you've got to do, Hive, is answer correctly, and you will get points plus 1. So you'll always get at least 1 point, even if everybody gets it right. So the fewer people get it right, the more points you get in the Hive. And the Hive worker drone at the end, who has amassed the highest number of points, will win £15 as our worker drone. Silent Marine, welcome to the stream. Spokes, are you ready to play?
I think so. Let's give it a shot.
Let's give it a shot. Best of luck to you in this festive edition of the Hive. Let's go to phase number 1. So, £2 up for grabs for this first question. You're going to get 2 options, and here's your board. Which of these Christmas carols has the most verses in the book 100 Carols for Choirs? Which of these singers features earliest on the original 1984 version of Band Aid's Feed the World? Which of these songs was UK Christmas #1 most recently? And when sung in its entirety, what are there most of in the 12 days of Christmas? So very much Christmas music to start us off. You're going to have to answer 3 of these questions, and one of them you're going to send to the final phase. Any of those leaping out at you as being something you think you'll get on with, or something you definitely don't want to see?
I definitely don't know very much about UK Christmas number ones, so I would like to start with that one because perhaps I can pick it out of 2 options.
Very good logic, and there are a number of different strategies to this game. Picking the hardest question first is often a good thing. One thing to bear in mind, you've also got to think, which question am I leaving to the end? Do you want to leave an easy one for the Hive or a hard one for the Hive? Because it will change the metrics of the game. We'll start with that Christmas number 1 question. Nice and quiet from you in the first instance, folks. We're going to give it to the Hive first. Hive, fingers on your Hackbox devices. Here is the first question. Which of these songs was UK Christmas number 1 most recently? Was it A Moment Like This or Wherever You Are? And there is time up. 23 players have attempted this in the Hive. So, are you familiar with either of these songs?
I've heard a song called A Moment Like This, if it's the Kelly Clarkson song from American Idol, but if it's some other song, I do not know it, and I don't know the other song.
Right. Well, there's only 2 options. You have got the option to trust or mistrust the Hive, and I have actually got the Hive responses down here, but I'm not going to give you that information just now, and I'm going to try not to look at it myself because it'll make it more interesting, I think. So it's up to you. Do you want to play this yourself, take a guess, or do you want to use the Hive in some capacity?
I'll take a guess at this one.
Okay.
I will go ahead and guess Wherever You Are.
Wherever You Are. Let's lock in Wherever You Are as the answer. And let's see how the Hive got on with this. Green if you're right, Hive. Good decision there, Spokes. Very good decision. The Hive, not in agreement. 61% going for A Moment Like This. Just 39% going for Wherever You Are, which was the correct answer. 15 points in the Hive if you did give me that. Yeah, I think you're on the right track with A Moment Like This. It was Leona Lewis in this country who did it in 2006.
Oh, yes.
One of the big X Factor
winners. etc. Yes.
That's the one. Wherever You Are was 2011. It was the Military Wives and the Gareth Malone Choir. Which that was a big thing we went through with the Help for Heroes thing. We went through a phase of that in this country for a little while. Other options that could have come up there but didn't were Skyscraper by Sam Bailey, Killing in the Name by Rage Against the Machine, and Mad World by Michael Andrews and Gary Jules, 2013, 2009 and 2003 respectively. It's a good start for you. You've got £2 in the bank. Let's go back to the board. So 3 options for the next one. £3 if you can find a right answer. Where are you going next?
Let's go to Band-Aid, please.
Band-Aid, okay. We will load this in. Hive, over to you. Have a look at this. Which of these singers features earliest on the original 1984 version of Band-Aid's Feed the World? Boy George, Bono, or Sting? Incidentally, we like shapes. I keep getting invalid validation code received from you. I'm not sure if you're trying to whisper your answers to the bot, but you've got to answer through Hackbox on this game, my dude, which is possibly why it's not accepting anything from you. Just FYI. So, do you know the song? 23 players answering on that one, incidentally. Do you know this song, Space?
No, I know that it exists, but I'm much more familiar with Do They Know It's Christmas? So I chose this question second because I thought with only 3 answers, I'm going to go ahead and trust the Hive on this one.
I will just clarify for you. I'm going to be a little bit helpful here.
Please.
Feed the World and Do They Know It's Christmas are one and the same.
Okay.
Feed the world, let them know it's Christmas time. It's that one. Do they know it's Christmas time at all? So it is the same song you're thinking of if you want to have another think about it.
Well, looking at these names, I still don't think I've got a very good guess, and this seems like something the Hive would be good at. So I do appreciate the clarification.
Sure.
I'm going to stick with my initial choice to trust the Hive.
Okay. We'll trust the Hive. When we trust the Hive, we lock in the right answer immediately. So let's see what the correct answer was. It was Boy George. More info on that in a minute. So now we want to see lots of green from the Hive. Green if you're right, Hive.
Green Hive, come on.
That looks like it could be good. Yes, just. 43% going for Boy George. Very well done if you did get that. 14 points to you in the Hive. 39% going for Bono and 17% for Sting. Yeah, so it starts with Paul Young. It's Christmas time, there's no need to be afraid. At Christmas time we let in light and we banish shade. Then Boy George comes in, and in our world of plenty we can spread a smile of joy. Then it's George Michael, but say a prayer, pray for the other one. Then Simon Le Bon, but when you're having fun. And then Sting joins in, it's a world of dread and fear. And then finally Bono joins in with, and the Christmas bells that ring there. So that is the opening order. But yes, Boy George is the second one to sing, but the first one of these that were here. Good decision to trust the Hive. Well done, Hive, if you got that. 14 points to you. One more question on this board in this phase. Christmas carols or the 12 days of Christmas?
So I choose one of these, and I can either answer it or mistrust the Hive, and the one I don't select goes to the final round. Is that right?
Correct. And the one that's in the final round, you will never have to answer. You'll just have to predict.
Got it. Let's go with the 12 Days of Christmas, please.
12 Days of Christmas. 4 options. Hive, over to you. When sung in its entirety, what are there most of in the 12 Days of Christmas? Eggs, people, cows, or musical instruments? Last minute clutch answers coming in there. 23 players attempting this one in the Hive. No prizes for guessing what. What do you think, if there were going to be 5 options on this, what do you think the other option might have been, Spokes?
Birds or animals in some other way? Okay.
Birds was the other option that didn't come up. I'm not going to tell you how it would have factored in.
Sure.
What are you thinking here?
My immediate take is that I believe all the musical instruments of the song are played by people. You know, they're drummers and pipers, etc. And there are other people that aren't musical instruments, milking, Lord sleeping, etc. So I think I'm going to answer it, and I'm going to guess people.
You want to play people?
Yes, please.
Let's lock it in. And we'll see how the Hive got on with this. Green if you're right in the Hive. That's a lot of green. And they're absolutely right. 65% getting the correct answer. So just 9 points there if you went for people. 9% going for eggs and cows. 17% for musical instruments. Good logic on deducting that all of the musical instruments are actually played by people, and there are more people than that. Birds, I think, is the one that might have caused you a bit of a headache here. But I did the maths. There are 34 instruments. There are 12 drums and 2 sets of 11 pipes. So that makes 34. There are 40 cows, 8 maids are milking times 5. 42 eggs, 6 geese are laying times 7. And then a bit of a jump, there are 140 people, 12 drummers, 11 pipers times 2, 10 lords times 3, 9 ladies times 4, and 8 maids times 5. Out of idle curiosity, do you think there are more birds or fewer birds than people?
I'm going to say fewer birds. I think they get repeated a lot more, but the sheer numbers on the people would make it higher than birds, but I'm not positive.
Well, you want to thank your lucky stars that didn't come up, because there are more birds. There are 184 birds as opposed to 140 people. 7 swans times 6, 6 geese times 7, 4 calling birds times 9, 3 hens times 10, 2 turtle doves times 11, and 1 partridge times 12. Although I found out yesterday, you know the 5 gold rings?
Yes.
I found out yesterday that gold rings is actually a reference to ring-necked pheasants. So the 5 gold rings are birds. So there was a meme I think I saw on Twitter, and it's like, so it's all birds? Always has been. It's one of one of those memes. So, and I've just realised I'm not sharing the game screen with you. Let me do that now, so you can.
Oh, great!
Yeah, that would help your cause even further. Screen 3, go live. There you go. So that would have been another 40, but either way, birds would have been the highest. But people was the highest of the options that came up. 9 points if you got that in the Hive, and that's the end of the phase. Let's check out how the lobby are getting on after that first round. A few 1-pointers, a couple of 2-pointers, and here we go. 3 people, 3 for 3. 91,573 Onis, Dragon7398, and Mr. Vertigo are all 3 for 3, up to a score of 38. As for you, Spokes, a solid phase 1. You're yet to put a foot wrong. You've got £9 in your bank so far, and that is the end of phase 1. So, nothing to it, right?
Nothing to it so far, certainly.
It does mean that Christmas carols question is going to go to the final phase, and we'll see that later on. You won't have to answer that, but the Hive will. Can I ask you something, Spokes? What is it with the red avatar, the red square, or hexagon in this case?
I wish I had a fun story. I was playing some game, and whoever was running it may have been Ash, said, "You don't have an avatar," and it was breaking something on the back end or causing it to be some default thing that didn't look good on stream. And I said, all right, well, I'll pick something, and then I had a red square saved on my desktop for some reason, and I said, all right, that's my avatar.
Well, it works. I recognise you as Spokes the red square, or hexagon in this case. It works quite nicely. Mark Alex, welcome to the stream. And Shapes, to answer your question, yes, you can join at Hackbox with the code CSLN. And if you were trying to whisper to the bot, it would have just told you you've got an invalid validation code. But if you join at Hackbox, you should be able to join, and we will see your little hexagon appear, I imagine. But we'll see that in just a minute. So, £9 in the bank so far. That's not guaranteed yet, because you've still got to win it in the final phase, and we'll talk a bit more about that later on. But we've got through the Christmas music. Let's go on to the second phase and see what your board has got in store here. It's £5 for this first question, 2 options to be displayed, and your board is: which of these winter events starts earliest this year? Which of these celebrities who celebrate their birthday on Christmas Day was born most recently? In a traditional Christian service of 9 lessons and carols, which of these lessons takes place first? And which of these people delivered Channel 4's alternative Christmas message most recently? So this is around all on Christmas traditions. Oh, and there's Shapes has just joined the Hive Mind. Welcome in. Any of those leaping out at you?
Yes. I think that... I think I'd like to start with the 9 lessons and carols.
Is this one you feel confident on, or not remotely confident on, or somewhere in the middle?
It's one that I'd like to answer, but I'd like to answer it with as few options as possible.
Okay, we'll load that
as opposed to sending it to the Hive.
No, that makes sense. Hive, get ready on your Hackbox devices. Here is the next question. In a traditional Christian service of 9 lessons and carols, which of these lessons takes place first? The fall of man or the prophecy of Isaiah? There's your time. And we have had 23 players answer that one. And Magalex, welcome to the Hive. Have you seen a 9 lessons and carol service?
No, I have not. I was hoping it would be kind of tantamount to a Stations of the Cross or something that I would have been exposed to over here, but
sure.
No such luck.
I mean, I can say they are very much in the same vogue as the Stations of the Cross. But I mean, are you familiar with any of these readings on their own and what they might mean? Yes,
I have. I'm pretty knowledgeable about Catholicism in general, so sure. I don't know. Most of the stories are similar, but
is this? So you want to have a go at this one, or do you want to use the Hive?
I think with only 2 options, I'm going to have a go, okay. And I think that Pretty much everything kicks off with the fall of man, so I'm going to guess that's the first lesson there. So that will be my guess. I'm going for it, and I'm going to guess A, the fall of man.
Okay, we'll lock in the fall of man. And let's see how the Hive played. Green if you're right, red if you're not. Reasonably split. Wow! 57% going for the prophecy of Isaiah, but 43% going for the fall of man, as did you, Spokes. You would have been wrong to trust the Hive there. Yeah, the fall of man, you're absolutely right, is the first lesson. I've noted here, whilst many churches now reduce the number of lessons, particularly the Old Testament ones, the conventional form is still maintained by many, including the fabulous annual service at King's College, Cambridge, which everybody should definitely watch. So of the options that could have come up, the fall of man is the first lesson, Genesis 3:8-19. The prophecy of Isaiah is actually the third lesson, was the next one along on the list. Isaiah chapter 9, 2 and 6, 7. Then the birth of Jesus, which is lesson number 6 from the Gospel of Luke. The visitation of the Magi is the 8th lesson from the Gospel of Matthew. And St. John unfolds the great mystery of the Incarnation is the 9th and final lesson. That's the, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the Word became flesh. That one, which you've probably come across at some point, somewhere.
Indeed.
So 14 points if you got that right in the Hive. Very well done to you as well, Spokes. That's another £5 going to your jackpot. Let's go back to the board. So, winter events, celebrities born on Christmas Day, or Channel 4's alternative Christmas message?
I think with only 3 options, I may have a shot at celebrity birthdays. So let's take celebrity birthdays on Christmas Day, please.
Right here. I'm just pouring myself some more Prosecco. I've just popped the next bottle. So bear with me one moment. This is very important.
No rush at all.
Very important task that needs to be fulfilled right here. Okay, celebrities who celebrate their birthday on Christmas Day. Let's load that up. Hive, over to you. Which of these celebrities who celebrate their birthday on Christmas Day was born most recently? Shane MacGowan, Sissy Spacek, or Humphrey Bogart? And there's time. Let's have a look. 24 players attempting that one. You familiar with any of these names?
I have heard them all.
Okay.
I feel comfortable ruling out Humphrey Bogart. I know Sissy Spacek certainly at least is younger, and I believe Shane MacGowan is this Shane is younger than both. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel more confident guessing than going to the Hive.
Okay.
So I will go ahead and guess A, Shane MacGowan.
Just to confirm, if you play this one yourself, which you're perfectly entitled to do, you must use the Hive in one form or another on the next question.
Yes, let's go ahead and do that. I'm not sure which way I will be going with the Hive or on which question.
Depends which question you go for. We'll have to see in just a minute. For now, we'll lock in Shane MacGowan.
MacGowan, yes, please.
MacGowan, yes. Good Irish name. Shane MacGowan is locked in. Let's see how the Hive got on. 24 if you played, green if you're right. Absolutely right. Yet to put a foot down. Shane MacGowan, 50% of the Hive going for Shane MacGowan as well. 42% for Sissy Spacek and 8% for Humphrey Bogart. Yeah, Shane MacGowan is a lot younger than he looks. He looks like he's about 109. He's actually only 60. He's 64, was born in 1957. Sissy Spacek is 72, born in 1949. And Humphrey Bogart is deceased, born in 1899. The other two options that might have come up to throw a cat among the pigeons, Annie Lennox was born in 1954, making her 67, and Dido was born in 1971, making her 50. Other famous Christmas birthdays who share a year with some of those include Justin Trudeau, who was born the same year as Dido, and football commentator Chris Kamara, who is the same age as Shane MacGowan, 64. 13 points if you did get that right in the Hive. Very well done to you. Let's go back to the board for one more question. Now, you're going to have to use the Hive here, so you've got to think carefully. What do you want to save to the end with 5 options, and what do you want to give to the Hive now, either because you think you'll get them right or you think they'll get it wrong?
I will see the options prior to choosing if I want to trust or mistrust, right?
You will indeed, yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and take winter events for this phase, please.
Okay, we'll put Christmas messages into the final phase, and we'll load up a question on winter events. Which of these winter events starts earliest this year? 4 options: Saturnalia, Winter Solstice, Hanukkah, or Christmas Day. And there is time up. 24 players have attempted that in the Hive. So, it's a bit academic. Hello, Scorecount. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well, my dude. IO Saturnalia, he says. Bit academic as to whether you know or not, but do you know this one?
I don't.
Okay.
Mostly because I'm not familiar with Saturnalia.
Fine.
I believe of the other 3, I think Hanukkah started just before the winter solstice and before Christmas Day. So if I were to guess, I would guess Hanukkah, but I don't get to guess. And so I am going to hope that enough people are as unsure about Saturnalia as I am, and I am going to mistrust the Hive, please.
Okie dokie. So if you were playing, you would have said Hanukkah.
Yes.
Well, when we mistrust, we lock in the correct answer, which is Saturnalia.
Interesting.
More info on that in just a minute. We now want to see lots of red. Green if you're right, Hive.
Oh, it's so close.
It has fallen for Hanukkah by 38%. Going for Hanukkah, the wrong answer, which means you were right to mistrust the Hive. They did not know in plurality. Just 29% going for Saturnalia. 18 points if you did give me that in the Hive. Very well done. 33% going for the solstice, and nobody going for Christmas Day, which is something of a relief. So Saturnalia is the ancient Roman festival in honor of the god Saturn, celebrated from the 17th to the 23rd. And if the question phrasing seems a little bit clumsy, it's because some of Saturnalia spans several days, whereas the others are over just a single day or a shorter period of time. It was then Hanukkah on the 18th of December, which is the Jewish festival commemorating the recovery of Jerusalem. The solstice we just celebrated yesterday, the 21st of December, the pagan festival celebrating the shortest day. Christmas Day, the 25th of December, is Jesus' birthday, innit? And the one that didn't come up was one that was new to me, actually, Zartosht. Zartosht Nodizo, which, unlike many of the other holidays in the month, Zoroastrians honour the death of their prophet Zarathustra, who founded Zoroastrianism, one of the world's oldest monotheistic religions, and that is celebrated on the 26th of December, Boxing Day for us over here in the UK. Who also thus sprang, yes, he did indeed, Skullcout. Da, 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 ba, ba. Sorry, I don't have a piano anymore, so I can't do that sort of thing. Anyway, right decision to mistrust the Hive there, Spokes. Let's see how the Hive are getting on at the end of that phase. Whoa, lots of red crosses there. 1 or 2 getting 1, 1 or 2 getting 2. Anyone getting all 3? Nobody getting all 3, so we are being deprived of a perfect game from anybody other than yourself, Spokes. That has to be said. Dragon currently leading in the Hive with 65. Oni and Clive are on 56 in second, and Otley is in third on 54. Remember, £15 PayPal equivalent going to the best worker drone this evening. But Spokes, you are yet to put a foot wrong. You've banked up to £27 so far at the end of phase number 2. That is the end of phase number 2. So your target of £30-35 is... it's building, and of course the money only starts to get bigger and bigger from here, because of course it increases by 1 with every question you get right. So this is must be feeling pretty good at the moment.
Yes, certainly. I have not known most of the stuff I've put to the Hive, so it's been nice to be able to dodge the questions that way. I guess we'll see if my luck continues in that aspect.
We'll see if it holds out, and of course if you can keep it together when it comes to the final.
That's true.
We're going to go on to phase number 3. That alternative Christmas message question is going to go into the final phase, where you will have to sort of play the Hive against themselves and see how they get on. So we'll come back to that a bit later on. But for now, let's go on to phase number 3. £8 being awarded for this question. 2 options for the first, and here is your board. Which of these Christmas presents did Harry Potter receive earliest? In The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, who is the first to receive a present from Father Christmas? Which of these countries does Santa deliver presents to last? And when purchased new off Amazon, which of these Christmas presents would be the most expensive? A combination of sort of Christmas mishmash here, a combination of literature and presents. No, this round is all to do with Christmas presents, but there are 2 literature questions in it, in amongst the present giving. And yes, there is the now customary Clive of Legend saying, "Read another book, please." I read lots of books, Clive. not many are set at Christmas, though. Welcome to the stream, buddy. So, any of those jumping out at you?
Yes, I think I have devised a plan for this phase. So I'm going to go ahead and I've never read any of the Narnia books, so
you're missing out.
I know.
They're so good.
All I read is Harry Potter. So no, that's not true. Just wanted to tilt Clive a little. Let's go ahead and let's start with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I'll figure out a plan for that question.
Figure out a plan once is it?
Shortly.
All right. Hive. Oh, and hello, Mrs. Flush. Welcome on in. Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe question. Hive, over to you. 2 options. Here it is. In The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, who is the first to receive a present from Father Christmas? Is it Peter or Susan? Time. Okay. 23 players attempting it. Do you know... Ramsey saying, lovely outfit, Mrs. Flush.
Thank you.
How was bouncing?
It's hot.
I bet it was. Oh, go have a drink. Go have a gin or something. Spokes. What do you think? Are you familiar with either of these characters?
No, I am embarrassed to announce that I do not have a passing familiarity with this book series read by hundreds of millions of people.
Okay. Sort of going to maybe indicate you might want to use the Hive here.
Yes, I think that given only 2 options, I trust the Hive to figure this one out, and I officially trust the Hive as my choice for this question.
And shot in the dark, which would you have said?
I would have guessed Peter because I would guess he's the main character because it's an old book and they were all centered around men.
It is Peter, but not necessarily for the reason you think. Let's go to the Hive and see what they said. Green if you're right. Oh, the curse ratio strikes again. 52% of you getting it right. Right to trust the Hive there. Good decision. So, quick elevator pitch for The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which was the first one I read. I think it's the first in the series, but the second chronologically, or something like that, or possibly the other way around. There are 5 people who get presents that from Father Christmas. The story goes, in the land of Narnia, it is always winter but never Christmas because of the evil witch. And as her magic starts to break, winter starts to dissipate and Father Christmas comes along, which means winter is coming to an end. And Father Christmas bumps into 3 of the 4 children, who are Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy. Edmund has gone off he's betrayed everyone to the witch without really knowing what he's doing. But there's 5 people who get offered presents: Peter, Susan, Lucy, and thank you lucky stars that these 2 options didn't come up, Mrs. Beaver and Mr. Beaver.
Oh no!
So yes, but they all exchange gifts, and it's all happens within the same page. But I think it pretty much goes in age order. So first of all is Mrs. Beaver, who gets a new sewing machine. Mr. Beaver gets his dam fixed. Peter is then the first of the children to get a present. He gets a sword, a shield, and a sword. Susan gets a bow and arrows, and then Lucy, the youngest, gets a magic potion and a dagger. So I think it's done in age order. But that's how they go. So right to trust the Hive. 12 points if you did go for Peter in the Hive there. Let's go back to the board. So, where to next?
From here, I think I know a fair bit about Harry Potter. So I think I will go for it when there's 3 options. Because I don't think I would like to do it later.
Rightio. Harry Potter question coming up, Hive. Fingers on Hackbox devices. Here it is. Which of these Christmas presents did Harry Potter receive earliest? treacle fudge from Hagrid, a fireball from Sirius Black, 50p from the Dursleys. And to echo Oni's sentiments, yes, Turkish Delight is bad. That's what Edmund got enticed with by the witch. That's why he wasn't there to get a present from Father Christmas. So, Harry Potter, how's your Potter knowledge?
It is, it's good. Although with this question, I'm realizing it's not as good as I thought.
Fair enough. Anything you're sort of leaning towards, or sort of ringing a bell?
The only I'm pretty sure that the firebolt is from The Prisoner of Azkaban, because it was like, who's that from? Oh no, it's from Sirius Black. You can't write it. It's cursed. But actually, Sirius Black is a good guy. I hope nothing happens to him.
Hashtag spoiler alert.
Yeah, exactly. So really, what I'm trying to place is the 50 pence from the Dursleys certainly feels like it would be something pre-Hogwarts, but I could also see it as, some sort of a pittance in the later books, as them saying, you're a wizard, but we're not impressed. So I'm going between A and C. I will feel very silly if I guess something that's not C and then it ends up being C. So I'm going to answer the question, and I'm going to say C, 50 pence from the Dursleys.
All right, we will lock in 50p from the Dursleys. Let's go over to the Hive and see how they got on. Green, if you are right. Quite a bit of green coming up there.
It is.
And they are in accordance with you. 50p from the Dursleys. 70% of the Hive actually going for that one. Would have been a good one to trust there. But you got there on your own steam. 8 points if you did give me that in the Hive. Yes, so 50p from the Dursleys was in the first book, Philosopher's Stone. And I believe he gives it to Ron because he's fascinated by the shape of Muggle money. In that, I ummed and ahed over whether or not to do the Dursleys present from book 1 or 2, and then Hagrid's present the same. As it happens, the treacle fudge from Hagrid came in Chamber of Secrets, the second book. If it were the other way round, it was a wooden flute from Hagrid in the first book, and I think it was a toothpick or a single tissue from the Dursleys in the second year. Fireball from Sirius Black, you correctly identified, was Prisoner of Azkaban, book 3. Mismatched socks from Dobby would have come up as an option for the fourth book, Harry's fourth Christmas at Hogwarts. And the fifth option from the fifth book, Order of the Phoenix, a box of maggots from Creature. So that's nice, isn't it?
Wow.
So again, the RNG has picked out the three earliest options there. Well done in the Hive if you got that. You are absolutely flying through this, folks. You are yet to put a foot wrong. There's one more question in this phase. Let's go back to the board. For £10 on this question, and I think it's important to keep sight of, we're playing for real money here. £10 if you give me a correct answer to this question. There are 4 options, and you can either mistrust the Hive or answer yourself. Countries that Santa's going to deliver to last, or the most expensive gift off Amazon?
I think that I'm going to do the Amazon question because I feel very confident that I can kind of approximate how well the Hive will do on the what I'm assuming is a time zone question. So Let's go ahead and do the Amazon now, please.
Good. That's, again, good logic. Thinking about what question are you leaving till the end. That's good logic there. We'll leave the Santa delivery question till later, and we'll go and look at the Amazon one now. Hive, over to you. When purchased new off Amazon, which of these Christmas presents would be the most expensive? Nintendo Switch Neon Red Blue, Elgato Stream Deck XL, Google Pixel 7, iPad Mini 2 16GB Space Gray Renewed. I think the Renewed was added by Ash, who has proofed this pack, to whom I'm very grateful. 21 players in the Hive attempting that one. So, it's a Price is Right time. The Hive does the Price is Right. What do you think?
I think that I know roughly how much a Nintendo Switch is. I believe the Elgato Steam Deck is going to be significantly less than that. So I think it's C or D, and I'm trying to figure out, renewed. I assume that's like our refurbished over here. So I'm trying to figure out if that would make it less than a new Pixel 7. And I could just mistrust the Hive as well. I think I'm going to. I'll guess at the question. I think I've got it narrowed down between C and D, and I'm going to guess C, the Google Pixel 7.
Okay, we'll lock in C. We're not going to mistrust the Hive. Let's lock in Google Pixel 7. 21 players who answered in the Hive. Let's have a look and see how you got on. Green if you're right. A lot of green. Spot on once again. You would have been wrong to mistrust the Hive there. 57% getting the right answer. Yeah, the Google Pixel 7 was the most expensive of the ones that could have been on offer. It's on offer at 535, was 599.
Wow.
Next one, actually, there's then a gap because the Samsung TV didn't come up, but that's £400. The Samsung AU7100 50-inch Smart TV 2021. Welcome to the game, Digital David. Hope you're keeping well. The Switch, how much do you reckon the Switch is?
$299.
258.14. Pretty close.
Okay.
Dollar wise, that probably is about right, actually.
Oh yes.
The Stream Deck
I would guess somewhere around 200.
was $229.99. It's currently on offer at $218.54, so a little more expensive than that. And finally, the iPad was the cheapest of the lot. It's just £120 for that iPad.
Wow.
I think it's an older model, the Mini 2, but yeah, the Mini one's not as much. The Stream Deck, the XL, is the one that I've got here. This one is this is not a Mini, as you may have guessed from that, but yeah, I haven't got everything to show. I don't have a Google Pixel 7 either. But yeah, the iPad was actually the cheapest. So you were umming and ahhing between the cheapest and the most expensive. But you made the right decision. And well done if you got that in the Hive. 57% of you getting that, 10 points to you, and £10 to Spokes for that question, if he can keep it. We'll see when it comes to the final. Let's see how the Hive are getting on at the end of that phase. Player 2 getting all 3 that round. Well done. Ralph also getting all 3 in that phase. BC, Tadaru, and Clive also getting all 3 in that phase. Very well done indeed to you. Clive is currently our key worker drone, our goat drone. And David, welcome to the stream formally. Good to have you with us. Merry Christmas. Dragon is just a point behind though on 85, and Tadaru is in third on 81. Clive, of course, winning the time shot last night, will not be eligible to win the Quizmas bonus for the worker drone. So currently Dragon in position to win that £15 Quizmas prize. Can I scroll to the bottom of the leaderboard? I don't know if I can in this version. Let's have a look. Yes, I can. When it's in a standalone build, I can't. But there we are down at the other end. And hello, Ali Law, by the way. 33 is what you're on at the moment. And yes, it turns out I can scroll. Yay. Yes, cash Hive indeed, David. So, speaking of cash, Spokes, £54 is what you've amassed so far, and you've still got 3 questions left in phase 3, and then the job of trying to keep it come the final. It could go any which way, but that's a lot of money to be playing with. You've done very well. You've not put a foot wrong. That is the end of phase 3. Are you getting more nervous or less nervous as the game's going on?
I was getting more nervous for a while. Now that I'm at a cash total I'd be happy to take home, I'm slightly less nervous, but I'm also very nervous about the end. So yeah. I expect to be slightly less nervous for the next 5 minutes or so, and then spike through the roof.
It can be quite a brutal end game in this one, but that is how the game is played. Consolation for you, if everything goes wrong from this point forward, you are guaranteed at this point £9. That is because you've answered 9 questions correctly or made the right decision on 9 questions. So that's guaranteed now, no matter what else happens. We'd like it to be a lot more. Let's see what we can do with phase number 4. £11 for this question, starting with 2 options, and your board is: according to BBC Good Food, which of these Christmas food items should you start preparing earliest? Which of these Christmas movies was released most recently? Which word appears most often in Dickens' A Christmas Carol? And which celebrity appeared earliest on a Christmas special edition of QI? So this is very much a Christmas gallimaufry here of different festive trivia. What are you thinking? Sorry, David. Yes, when a new player joins, you do appear on the grid, but you'll be cleared when it goes back to the grid in a minute. So don't worry about that. Sorry, Spokes.
No worries. I have a passing familiarity with celebrities who might have appeared on QI, so I'd like to start with that and hope that I can guess correctly between them.
Okie dokie. Yeah, David, don't worry about it. You'll be cleared in a minute, so yeah, it's all good. QI then. Hive, over to you. 2 options. Here it is. Which celebrity appeared earliest on a Christmas special edition of QI? Danny Baker or David Tennant? I love QI, particularly the Christmas ones. They are good value. They're good yarn. 24 players have attempted that. Spokes, your thoughts?
I was hoping to be more familiar with these celebrities. I know David Tennant, of course, the 8th Doctor or the 9th Doctor, or whichever Doctor he was. But
10th and a half, and 14th, I think, is the current batting order.
Unfortunately, I am very unfamiliar with Danny Baker. I'm going to go ahead and trust the Hive on this one, please.
Okay, we'll trust the Hive. We'll lock it. If you were going to guess, what would you say?
I would guess Danny Baker.
You'd guess Danny Baker. Well, we'll trust the Hive and we'll lock in the correct answer, which is David Tennant.
David Tennant. Okay.
More information on that in just a minute. Let's see how the Hive got on. Green, if you're right. We'd like to see a lot of green. Oh, that doesn't bode well.
No. This is terrible.
That is knocking that in the wash. 67% going for Danny Baker. It's the first misstep of the game. Well done if you went for David Tennant. 33% going for that, and 17 points to you if you did. Yeah, this is the only question the 2 questions that Ash pulled me up on, and this was one of them. Not because the question was flawed, but because there might be considered to be a gotcha moment. So David Tennant first appeared, only had 1 appearance, and that was on Groovy, which is the G series, and it was a Christmas special. Danny Baker appeared on a Christmas special for the first time in J for Jingle Bells. However, he had appeared before that, but not on Christmas specials. He actually appeared in the first ever episode of QI and 4 other episodes before the J series, but his first Christmas one was the J series, so that would have been series 10. Other options that could have come up: Dom Jolly in Fire and Freezing was first, then David Tennant in Groovy, Daniel Radcliffe in Hocus Pocus, Brian Blessed in Ice, and then Danny Baker in Jingle Bells. So, wrong to trust the Hive, and it's our first misstep, which means we won't be getting that maximum jackpot, but there's still a lot of money behind there, and we've still got 2 questions to go. Let's go back to the board. So, Christmas food items, Christmas movies, or A Christmas Carol? Player 2 start, welcome to the stream. What's next?
Ooh, goodness gracious. Let's go with Christmas movies, please.
Christmas movies, 3 options to be displayed. Playing for £11 again, because we didn't get the last one, so it stays where it is. 3 options for your Hive, and here is the question. Which of these Christmas movies was released most recently? The Holiday, Bad Santa, or The Polar Express? Blue Jay Fox, welcome to the stream. And also Blue Jay Fox, harder get they. It's got to get harder as it goes on, although with sort of Christmas themes throughout. 23 players attempting in the Hive. What do you think?
In my mind, Bad Santa and Polar Express kind of exist very close to the same time frame, and I believe The Holiday was more recent. I could be wrong, and it could be Bad Santa and Polar Express that are both more recent than The Holiday, but I seem to remember them being at the same time or within a year or 2 of each other, and I don't remember The Holiday anywhere near there. So I'm gonna go for it, and I'm going to answer the question and say The Holiday A.
Okay, let's lock in The Holiday. And we're going to see how the Hive got on. Green if you are correct in the Hive.
Oh no.
Wow, that's a lot of red.
Oh wow.
But they are wrong.
Okay.
You would have been good to mistrust the Hive there as well. Just 17% going for the Holiday, which was the right answer. So well played there, Spokes. 20 points if you went for that in the Hive. 70% went for Bad Santa. You were right on the money, and actually the RNG has picked the three most recent here. The Holiday was 2006, the Polar Express was 2004, and Bad Santa was 2003. So those two were within a year of each other, and the Holiday a couple of years later. Other two options that could have come up, Home Alone 3 in 1997 and Jingle All the Way in 1996. But yeah, people. I thought when I researched this, I thought Bad Santa is much more recent than that. But no, 2003. Billy Bob Thornton and it's got Bernie Mac in it, and he died in. When did Bernie Mac die? So let's have a look.
Recently-ish, mid-2010s maybe.
Yeah, earlier than that, 2008 is when Bernie Mac passed away. So it's funny what time does when you think, I know Bernie Mac was in Bad Santa, and he died 14 years ago. So, but yeah. Funny old thing, but all of these were released. I think the Holiday was released in my first year of university. The other two were before I started uni, which doesn't compute with my brain, but there it is. 20 points if you did give me the Holiday and the Hive. And Spokes, one more question in this phase. You can either mistrust or answer yourself. Let's go back to the board. And as it's Otley saying, it's been 2020 for the last 3 years, to be fair. It absolutely has. £12 being awarded for this question. 4 options to be displayed. Christmas food or A Christmas Carol.
I wish I knew what the foods were. So I'm going to... I'll shuffle that to the end. Let's take A Christmas Carol at this point, please.
Okay. Hive, last question of the main body of the game before we go to the final phase. Here's your question. Which word appears most often in Dickens's A Christmas Carol? Humbug, dead, merry, or fezziwig? This might be one of my favourite questions of the pack, actually. 23 players have attempted it.
It's a very good question. I feel like I can rule a couple out, but okay. I'm trying to decide between A and C, and I know he says humbug a lot, but there are certainly other characters that say merry, even if Scrooge isn't saying merry much. Let's go for it. Let's guess C, merry, please.
Sure. Option to mistrust if you don't think the Hive would know this.
I think they do know it. Okay. So I wish I had the trust, but I don't. So
merry. We'll lock in merry. Let's see how the Hive got on, the 23 who played this one. Green if you're right. A lot of red. You are right. And trust would have been the option to go for on this one. 39% going for merry on this question, which was the right answer. This is really interesting, actually. I pulled up a PDF from iBiblio. And there are, in order, 34 merries, most, though not all, in the context of Merry Christmas, which is nice. There are 21 fezziwigs. Fezziwig was Scrooge's old boss. There is a page citation, which is an illustration link, making it 22 on the version I said, but there are 21 in the Urtext, as it were. Dead crops up 18 times, plus a deadest, and nearly half of those are on the first page. Usually referring to the late Jacob Marley, but a couple of Dead Silence and Dead Against. And believe it or not, Humbug, the one you were umming and ahhing with, only turns up 9 times in the whole novel. 6 from Scrooge, once from Scrooge attempting to say it but stopping at the first syllable, and the other 2 quoting Scrooge. So even though we have this sort of bar humbug, that's what he says, you can count on two hands the number of times it turns up in the whole book. The other option that could have come up was Carol, obviously from the title, A Christmas Carol. There's just 2 carols, plus a couple of carolines, and numerous iterations as a page header in the edition that I cited there. Topper, welcome to the stream. Merry Christmas, my dude. I hope you met. Are you home? Were you heading home today, Topper? If so, I hope you are back home safe and enjoying good company of family and good company of the people of game night as well. I think it's singing A Christmas Carol is how it was referred to, Puzzle Dan. And yes, lovely pack earlier on. Thank you very much for that, Topper, as well. Right answer, good decision, and 15 points if you got that right in the Hive. Let's see how the lobby are getting on at the end of that phase. Couple there. A lot of nil point on this one. Nobody getting all 3. But Dragon has taken the lead. 120 go into the top spot there, Dragon, with 2 right that phase. Oni in second with 115, Tadaru in third with 98. But Hive, you've still got 5 questions left to answer, and we know this game can be pretty wild, and the the swings can be pretty crazy in this final phase. Just out of idle curiosity, you've missed 1 question out of 11, haven't you, Spokes? Out of 12, rather.
Yes. It has been a couple fortunate guesses and a couple things that ended up being more in my wheelhouse than I expected for a Christmas-themed game.
Well, I'm just trying to think what the next value would have been. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it would have been 13, which would have taken you up to £90. And yes, it would have rounded up to £100 had you got a perfect game. So just that 1 question denying you that. But £77 is a pretty good total, I would say. It's got to be getting up there with some of the highest scorers, and it will add you to the leaderboard. It should add you to the leaderboard as the sort of the de facto, the default score, what it would be for a non-cash game. It just, in its cash game, it just changes the meshes, but it calculates the scores the same. That answers all the questions you didn't ask. So £77 is your maximum win tonight, plus 11, so 88 for the 11 questions you've got right, is what you could be taking home tonight. We'll see if you can. That is the end of phase number 4. So, squeaky bum time. £77 is going to be split out, and then we will underwrite that by £11. So you're guaranteed £11. But that £77 is going to be split up into 4. It's going to be split up into 10%, 15%, 25%, and 50%, with, as the questions get progressively more difficult to place because there are more options into which you need to slide, so to speak, the reward gets progressively higher. So, are you ready for the final phase?
I am ready for the final phase.
Best of luck. Let's go.
Thank you.
So we split that £77 into £7.70, £11.55, £19.25, and that big one for the 5th question, £38.50. The first question that will come out will be to the Hive only. In fact, all the questions here will be to the Hive only. You can tell me what you think, but you don't. Your answer won't count for anything. But the first question, you don't have to place anything. It's just going to set the benchmark. It's going to be a question that we haven't seen. It's going to be a brand new question for everyone, including the Hive. After that, the 4 questions that you rejected from the earlier 4 phases will be asked in a random order. So they won't go 1, 2, 3, 4. So you might get the phase 4 question first. You might get the phase 1 question first. We'll have to wait and see. You have been an absolute star, and we don't like to see anyone go away with 0. So tonight, Spokes, you are guaranteed to leave with £11. No matter what else happens, that is yours to take away. But we'd like to give you a lot more than that if we can. Potentially £88 on the line.
I would like. I'm very happy with 11, but any more I can get, I'm very excited.
Well, let's find out. First of all, going to the Hive. And Hive, you've got to set the benchmark. This is a brand new question. And for all of the questions in this final phase, there will be 5 options. There was a moment before those numbers are spread out, it looked like the prize was, oh my god, that would be limitless win, wouldn't it? Hive, 5 options. Best of luck. Here is the benchmark question. Which of these Quizmas competitors won a prize most recently? Mark, Shapes, Toot, Samster, or Chris? been at least 11, I think possibly slightly more previous winners. 20 players have attempted this one. Any ideas, Spokes? Have you been following the rest of the Quizmas season?
I've seen a couple games, but I haven't been able to sit them all. I did make sure I got here for the finale, but most of them I have missed. So
Rightio.
I would just be guessing at this.
I've just seen a null reference exceptions that's come in. I'm just going to check what it is. I haven't got error pause on, so it's not stop the build, which is nice. That might be a bug in the final phase. Apologies if you couldn't get an answer in there. I'm hoping it will just resolve itself. Otherwise, it's going to be a really anticlimactic finale. If you were going to guess, what would you have said?
I would have guessed Shapes. I see Shapes playing all the time, and I know that they are a good quizzer. So that would be my guess.
That's Mark, who won most recently. Mark won in Cryptex on the 5th day. Shapes was next, who won Relativity on the 4th day. Chris won Snap It Up on the 3rd day. Samster won The Abyss. It was deferred from Toot on the 2nd day. And Toot won outright on the 1st day. You are the answer, Mark. You are the answer. But let's see what the benchmark has been set. Of the 20 players who answered, how many got it right? %. Just 5%. Well done if you got that. Looks like it's just one person who got that one right, and they have just won themselves 20 points. But only 5%. For you, Spokes, for the Hive, that's not great. For the one person who got it right, it is. For the rest of the Hive, it isn't. But for you, Spokes, that is great because it gives you a nice low benchmark, which means the next question is going to be
true.
Higher or lower than 5%, which puts you in a good position to win that £7.70, which is the first one that's up for grabs. Let's go back to the Hive and give them the next question. According to BBC Good Food, and this is the Phase 4 question, which of these Christmas food items should you start preparing earliest? Turkey, cranberry and champagne sauce, spiced red cabbage, crisp-topped sprouts, or golden roast potatoes? Which would you start preparing earliest, Spokes?
I would start preparing the turkey earliest.
And what do you think most people have gone for?
I would guess that most of them have gone for turkey.
Let's have a look. The correct answer is actually... golden roast potatoes. I will give you the trivia on this in just a moment. But first, I need a decision from you. Do you think 24 players have attempted it? Do you think fewer than 5% or more than 5% got this one right?
So, were there 2 people in the Hive that did not get tripped up in the turkey trap as I did? 5 is such a low number, and at least I have the consolation that if I'm wrong, I'll have an even lower number to go off for the next round. So I will say B. I think more than 5% of the Hive knew this.
All right, let's lock in B and see how many of the Hive gave me the correct answer, golden roast potatoes. I think this is the first time this has ever happened when nobody has got this right in the Hive. The Hive completely wrong, completely missing the mark. And unfortunately, you don't win that £7.70, Spoke. So let me take you through this. I have put in my trivia here. It's a bit of a sneaky question. The clue is the word preparing. So, according to BBC Good Food, you parboil and freeze the potatoes 1 month ahead. You then make the cranberry and champagne sauce 4 days ahead. You cook the Christmas spiced red cabbage 2 days ahead. You boil or steam the crisp-topped sprouts on Christmas Eve, and you don't stuff the turkey until Christmas Day.
Wow.
So the potatoes are done a whole month. I know it's madness, isn't it? But that's the way it's gone. Yeah, the golden roast potatoes are the first thing to be done, and absolutely nobody in the Hive getting that one right. Why are you still giving me no reference exceptions? Stop it. Stop it, Unity. Yeah, it's one of those rare things, but it would have been 24 points if anyone had got that one right, but unfortunately they did not. I haven't really got anything else to say on that one other than, yeah, sneaky question is sneaky.
It sure is, but fascinating trivia behind it.
I think it's good. It's good trivia. It is a good yarn. But yeah, we're screwed as well for Sunday. We haven't done the potato. We haven't done any of it yet. We've not even bought the stuff. I think my mother-in-law had bought a turkey crown, which I think she's collecting in the next day or so. But yeah, no points going out. It does mean you don't get the 770, but as you pointed out, it means it's a much lower benchmark for the next one. So 0% and 5%. Going into the next question, which will more than double your money if you get it right. 11.55 up for grabs on this question. It's no reference because Unity can't believe it either. I would believe that, it's Otley. I think that's fair. Let's go to the next question and see what happens. Right, going into phase 3. Which of these countries does Santa deliver presents to last? 5 options, here they are. Oman, Ethiopia, Botswana, Mauritania, or the Philippines? And there's your time. As Panda said, he's glad that one came up with the lowest valued question. That is at least some scant consolation from that last one. So, 23 players have answered. You were right in your summation earlier on that you think this is probably a time zone question. How are your time zones?
Generally pretty good. Although, given these options, I wouldn't know for sure, but Ethiopia is in Africa, Botswana's in Africa, Mauritania I think is also technically in Africa, Oman's in the Middle East, but I think the Philippines is the one I was wrestling with, but I think he would hit that first. So were I to guess, I would probably guess Mauritania, but the important question is, did more than 5% of people know this? And I will guess that they did. Okay. So I will guess C.
Well, let's take a look first of all. The correct answer is indeed Mauritania. You get that information. You were thinking Mauritania. Does that influence your decision as to whether more than 5%, in between 0 and 5, or less than 0, possibly? I think we can readily eliminate A.
I think so too. I think if I was able to get to that, I have a feeling that a decent portion of the Hive would as well, and that there's not, and that it's not a trick question in some way. So I feel confident, and I'm going to stick with C. Yep.
All right, we'll lock in C. How many people said Mauritania? Not that high, but higher than 5, 17.4%. And your discussion of the Philippines actually alerted me to something. I'm looking at the stats down here. 39% of players went for the Philippines, and maybe they're thinking that's the one that's furthest east, but then forgetting to do backwards, forgetting that would have been delivered first. So yeah, the Philippines is GMT plus 8. Oman is GMT plus 4, Ethiopia GMT plus 3, Botswana GMT plus 2, Mauritania they actually run on Greenwich Mean Time. 8% went for Oman, 21% for Ethiopia, 13% for Botswana, 17% for Mauritania, and 39% going for the Philippines. So again, not quite as straightforward a question as it first maybe appeared, because you've got to do it backwards. But you did make the right decision, and again, another fairly low percentage. That might work well for you. It might not. It depends how brutal the next question is going to be. But you're up to £22.55 in your winnings with 2 questions left. Here is the next one. Back to phase 1. Which of these Christmas carols has the most verses in the book 100 Carols for Choirs? Silent Night, O Come All Ye Faithful, O Little Town of Bethlehem, In the Bleak Midwinter, or See Amid the Winter's Snow.
Right. I'll let the Hive get in here, and then...
Right, the Hive are timed out. Do you know them all?
No, I do not know In the Bleak Midwinter.
Really?
Really?
Christina Rossetti, most famously set by Gustav Holst. In the bleak midwinter. There's also an anthem version by Harold Dark, which is not dissimilar at the beginning. In the bleak midwinter, frosty wind made moan. It's very, very pretty. But the question is on the verses. Any thoughts?
Mhm. I feel like I can rule out Silent Night, and that is the extent of it.
Okay.
I know that many of these carols have, verse 5 and 6, and that just so many words, but I don't. I wouldn't even know where to begin guessing.
Well, I can tell you the correct answer is O Come All Ye Faithful. Now, how many people do you think went for that? Was that one of the ones you would have thought is definitely not that, or it definitely could be that, or was it not on your radar?
I would have thought that it definitely could be that. 24 answers in the Hive, so that's 4. Yeah, I think I need 4 if I want to go with D. 4 out of 24 is 1/6. Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. I believe in the Hive. Let's go with D.
Okay, let's find out how many people said O Come All Ye Faithful.
Oh, no.
12.5% went for O Come All Ye Faithful, which doesn't actually marry up with what I've got down in my Hive. Oh no! Wait, yes, it does. Sorry, I misread my Hive response here. Yeah, 3 out of 24, according to Ramsey, our statistician here. It's one of those obnoxious ones because Silent Night has got 3. A Little Town of Bethlehem has got 4. In the Bleak Midwinter has got 5. See Amid the Winter Snow has got 6. In most settings, O Come All Ye Faithful has got 4. However, in that carol book, it has got 7, which is the full version. You get the low star-led chieftains, and you get shepherds in the fields. Finally finishing with Sing Choirs of Angels, and then Yea, Lord, We Greet Thee. So unfortunately, it wasn't higher than 17.4%. But, and I say this again, it gives us a nice low percentage pool for that final chunk of cash at the end, the £38.50. 22 points if you did give me O Come All Ye Faithful in the Hive right there. I say, for a minute, I didn't think it married up, but I'm afraid it did, and it is correct there. The most popular answer there was In the Bleak Midwinter, 33% going for that. 29% went for O Little Town, 16% for See Amid the Winter Snow, 12% for O Come All Ye Faithful, and just 8% for Silent Night. So, you're at 22.55, which is still good smile money. I would so love to add on another £38.50. It would be brilliant if we could make this £61.05 for you for Christmas. But it's all going to come down to how you play the Hive and how the Hive plays this question. One more question in our Quizmas saga. Best of luck. Here it is.
Thank you.
Phase 2, which of these people delivered Channel 4's alternative Christmas message most recently? John Burko, Danny Dyer, Adam Hills, Marge Simpson, or Queen Elizabeth II deepfake? And that is time.
Wow.
24 players have attempted.
Oh, all right.
thoughts?
No. Well, I know that the QE2 deepfake would, be fairly recent, but I really don't know.
Shall I put you out of your misery and tell you what the right answer is?
Yes, please. Let's.
It is the
Really?
Elizabeth deepfake. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
The most recent of those 5. With that in mind,
All right.
how do you want to play this question?
With that in mind, I feel like 24 answers in the Hive. I just need 18% of them. With these numbers we have, I can't choose anything except E. So let's do E, and if it's fewer than 17.4, I love the Hive anyway.
This is a £38.50.
It really is.
Would you like to lock in E?
Let's lock in E, please.
How many people said Queen Elizabeth II deepfake? Hive, you've come through! 62.5%.
Thank you so much.
Have got there, and you have won Spokes another £38.50 in this final phase. Well done. 10 players. I can't remember. 15, I think, players getting that one right. 10 points, maybe 14. No, 15. Getting that one right. 10 points going to you. It was the Queen Elizabeth II deepfake. Performed by Deborah Stevenson. That was in 2020. Voice chat just erupted for that. Well done, Spoke, saying Puzzle Dan. John Burko was in 2019. Danny Dyer in 2018. Going back a bit, Adam Hills in 2012. Marge Simpson, performed by Julie Kavanagh, way back in 2004. Oh, Spokes. After I was really worried for you there, because that was a particularly brutal final phase there, with lots of low percentages and being caught out on that 0% and the 12.5% catching you out there. And I was really worried that after such a strong game, you weren't going to leave with what you quite clearly deserved after playing such a belter. But the Hive have come through for you, and you've made the right decision on that last one. £38.50 being added to give you a Quizmas jackpot tonight of £61.05. I'll get in touch with you on Discord, and I'll arrange PayPal for that to you. It'll probably be tomorrow.
Sure, no worries.
I'll send you a ping, and I'll send you a DM, and we'll sort that out. What a joy it's been to have you here. You have been such terrific fun, and I think it might be the first time I've spoken. Certainly the first time in a long time we've actually chatted. So
it's been a minute.
It has been a minute, but look, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you here, and thank you for playing. Your score will also go on the leaderboard. I can't actually tell you what it is right now. If someone cleverer than me might be able to work it out based on what you got, 11 out of 12, but that'll go onto the leaderboard as well. It's been great having you here, Spokes. So have a... oh, hello. Quizzy Dan is raiding with a party of 17. Bread has a roof. It does indeed. Who knew? Meredith, Dan, Neil Moo, welcome to the stream. Just in time for the escape artist coming up after this very short break in just a minute, but welcome on in. Spokes, have you had a good time?
This has been so much fun, and even if I had not won more than I dreamed of, it would have been great. So thank you so much for hosting. Thank you for the question pack. I think you said you wrote this one.
I did, yeah, this one was me.
It was great, and it was tricky in all the right spots. And thank you to the Hive, of course. And I'll go ahead and get out of your chair so you can take a break and run the escape artist. Thank you so much.
You are a gentleman, sir. Thank you so much for playing. It's been a genuine pleasure to have you here. And can I just say at this point, Spokes, have a wonderful Christmas, whatever it is you're doing, and hope to speak to you again in the new year.
Thank you. You too.
Take care, mate. Bye-bye. So it's a happy ending for Spokes this Quizmas, and he finishes with £61.05. Bass, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. But we have got the small matter of the Hive itself to resolve, and £15 going to our best worker drone. As I said, particularly brutal final there. Let's see how you all got on. Couple of one-pointers there. There's a two-pointer from Ralph in the final. A three-pointer from Oni, but it's Dragon who picks up 4 in the final round and finishes on a score of 192. Dragon, I will be in touch with you as well and arrange £15 PayPal or equivalent going your way. Very well played, a really well played final. Oni taking the silver medal here with 167, and it's Tadaru who's going to take the bronze with, 108. And Dragon, yes, you get the gold medal as well. The gold medal from the Hive game. The gold medal and £15 going your way. But it's Spokes' night, and he finishes with £61.05. I have to say, it is a lot of fun doing this game for actual cash. It feels really nice. We haven't necessarily got the budget to do it every time we play, but it does feel like the stakes are a bit more real. So Spokes playing an absolute blinder of a game there. First gold as well. Nicely done, Dragon. That will go in your medal cabinet. Something to be proud of right there. So, we're going to go for a break because I really need a wee. But when we come back, we've got the last game of the season. It is going to be a pack from our great friend Oni. Oh, pennies haven't been added to the database yet, Lupine, so double check it again in a second. It's the Escape Artist. Just in case anyone was wondering, we are going to be using the older version of the Escape Artist, the Legacy version, because there's a few tweaks I want to make to the new version, and not least of all, the question pack format needs to be slightly adjusted. Say great now. We'll see, won't we? It is fairly standard trivia, so less festive than the Quizmas game, but I think we're burnt out for Quizmas trivia after the last 12 days of Quizmas. So, but a nice way to round off the season, and it gives a nice swan song to the Escape Artist because that is going to be moving to the new version moving forward. But I just ran out of time this season to get it where I wanted it, especially for writers. I mean, I don't mind sort of using my own packs in it, but if people have written for the game, they should have a proper experience. So it'll be the Legacy version of the Escape Artist. It's the last game of the season that's been written by Oni. I do hope to join me for that, but I'm going to go for a wee, and I encourage you to do the same. You'll see some adverts if you're not subbed, but if you stop adjusting for it, it's not really been adjusted much. I've just sort of slightly changed it. See, a Quiz Prison is on the Season 10 schedule, and I'm going to say a bit more about the Season 10 schedule towards the end of the stream, but it's been a great game of the Hive. I hope you enjoyed the questions. Thank you all very much for playing. Well done to Dragon taking that gold medal and the £15 prize. Well done to Spokes taking £61 and 5 pence from the host position. The Escape Artist is coming up after the break. I do hope you'll come and join me for it. Thank you for playing the Hive, and I'll see you in a minute. So that is the new Hackbox version of the Hive. I hope it worked out for you. App has been refreshed. Let's add some Hive pennies into the chat there. As we have... This is in the Bleak Midwinter, in case you didn't know what it was. This is in the Jazz Bleak Midwinter. Extra 32 pennies, and I need to add 100 pennies to James Crosbell. Don't forget, you need to cash in your micro pennies before the penny prize draw, which is coming up a little bit later on in the stream. Prizes to be won, separate from... Quizmas, so if you want a Quizmas prize, you could stand to win a prize here because this goes back over the whole season, so do get them in. Coming up after the break, we've got the last game of the season. It is Oni's pack of the Escape Artist. I proved it earlier on. Really nice pack and a nice way to wrap the season up. So grab those pennies. If you're not subbed, you're going to see some adverts, but we won't start the next game without you. It's going to be Legacy and probably the last outing for the original Escape Artist coming up in a few minutes. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. welcome to the final game of Season 9 of Game Night. RIMP is what you need to type to come and play the Escape Artist tonight. This is a Twitch game rather than a Hackbox game, so Twitch Whispers is what you'll need. Pyro Pygmy, Samso, welcome to the stream. Great to have you with us. Hope you're keeping well. So a reminder, this is the legacy version of the Escape Artist, probably on its last airing. This is running in Unity 2019, which means it might crash, but it has got a time machine built in, which hopefully won't cause too many issues if it does. Moving into Season 10, I am Jerry. Welcome to the stream. Great to have you with us. Moving into Season 10, I am going to be using the new version. There are some tweaks, though, that I want to do to it, not least of all the titles, credits, the smash cuts that were happening before, which were a little there was it wasn't quite a laundry list, but there was quite a decent amount of feedback that came from people last time we played. Some tweaks I want to make, and I didn't feel right to use Oni's pack in a game that's sort of unfinished. So I'll make sure that's done for Season 10, but this is probably the last time we are going to see the Escape Artist in its current form, but it is on the roster for Season 10. I could probably take this opportunity to tell you what you have got to look forward to in Season 10. Because I have done the schedule. I had 26 writers submit forms, application forms for writing packs. We're doing a slightly different system this year. 26 people came forward asking to write packs for next season. And the games on the agenda are, well, I could probably actually show you the thing, couldn't I? Let me see if I can find it real quick. Hang on. Put it in the proofer chat. Where's it gone? Show you the tentative schedule. Copy image and paste. And a message from our sponsor, Silent Marine.
Escape Artist for Christmas? Is Scrooge here? Kappa.
Scrooge could be here. Thank you very much for the 100 bits there, Silent Marine. Right, so if you want to see what's on the docket for Season 10, or certainly for all but the last 4 episodes of Season 10, here it is. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit. Low resolution, but that is going to be coming soon to Game Night. If I go F11, then it will go full screen. That is on the docket for Game Night Season 10. So yes, there are a few things missing, and I'll let you peruse those and ask me about them in your own time. I'm not necessarily seeing it as them being retired. I decided to follow. So I was getting pressure from Ash and Topper, who were doing something like this, so I thought, I've got to do it myself. So I've prettified the schedule moving forward. And as you can see, we are going to be back from Tuesday, the 10th of January next year, 8 PM, starting off with Battlefront, The Purge, and Red Herring. So those are all the games. Where the fuck is Blockbusters? Yeah, that isn't there. It might make an appearance, who knows? I mean, the build is there, but I think there's still questions in it, so I could rattle Blockbusters out. Those are Ben's now. Toppers, you mean, Lupine? Yeah. I've relinquished Thursday. It wasn't a relinquishment. I said I was stepping away from one day, and I mentioned it to Topper. Did you want to pick up an extra day? I think Colo might have said Topper was thinking about picking up another day, and I DM'd him, and he said, yeah, he'd love to take Thursday. So that is what is on the agenda for Season 10. And very much looking forward to it as well from January the 10th. That's the lineup. There's a few games missing. Pyramid, Risky Business, something else. Something else that I forget now. But they will be coming back. You like this feature, do you, David? I'm afraid that's a feature that's going away in the new one. Numberwang is going away. Yeah, I'm focusing on the warm-ups. There's just 3 warm-ups, but they're all quiz warm-ups. How close to 1,000? That's a very good question. 962, I think. Was it 962? 961? 961. So the thing may have to wait a little while. Is it 962 now? 38 light of the 1,000. So that's going to have to be another season. Maybe if I refresh that window, it might be 962. Let's have a look. Yeah, 962. So with 38 light, when I get 38 more followers, we could do something else. I really want to make Word Chain Royale an actual standalone game so you guys can play it. in the servers. Anyway, let's do the escape artist. Last time on the legacy build before it gets updated to the new one, which does still need a few more tweaks to it before it's ready to go. But you can play after you've been eliminated. You can continue playing even if you are eliminated from the game. The objective in round 1 is to answer 5 out of 10 questions. Once you have answered 5, you will not be able to answer any more, so think carefully which ones you want to answer. If you get 3 wrong, you're eliminated from the game. Abstention is not punished, not penalised, but if you do answer incorrectly, you'll lose a life. If you lose 3 lives, you're out of the game. If it becomes impossible for you to answer 5 questions, you will be eliminated and removed from the game. For every life that you have got left intact at the end of the round, you will be given a bonus point. Whispering your answers to Persephone's Twitch bot, and the points are relative to the question difficulty and put into a random order. Those are the rules. Let's play the escape artist. Oh, just in time, Silent Marine. Welcome to the game. That is going to... I'll give it one more time around the loop, then otherwise it's going to go halfway through, isn't it? One more time around the loop, and we've got 2 full rows, 26 players. To play the last game of the season, it's the escape artist. It's been written by Oni. I've explained the rules. So I think, let's play. So round 1 is called Initiate. As I mentioned, you need to answer 5 questions correctly. Run out of lives, you're eliminated from the game. Question values up there in the top left-hand corner. Looks like we've actually got an easier start. 3, 2, 6, 8, 4, 10, 5, 1, 7, 9 is the order. So 3 points for this first question, and it will be one of the easier ones. The 1 point is the easiest, the 10 point is the hardest. Obviously, you want to maximise your points because they are carried forward into the next round. This is a pack from Oni. It should be a lot of fun. Best of luck to you all. Here's question 1. Which brand of beer sponsors a book of world records released annually since 1955? 's just out of time there, unfortunately. Answer has not been processed. 25 out of 26 attempting it. The correct answer is Guinness. Everyone who attempted it getting it right. Remember, you don't have to play. Abstention isn't penalised, but that's not one of the higher ranked questions. So you want to maximise your scores at the same time. That one's just worth the 3 points. Guinness is the right answer. Let's light you back up. Question number 2, this is worth 2 points. Take a look. Oh, incidentally, it was invented by then Managing Director of Guinness, Sir Hugh Beaver, what a name, over an argument as to what the fastest game bird was. Question number 2, have a look at this. For 2 points. My goodness, my gracious, my Guinness. Which American game show has had Spanish versions named La Ruleta de la Fortuna and La Ruleta de la Suerte? 2 points. 17 out of 26 attempts for this. Correct answer was Wheel of Fortune. Dragon going for the Wheel of Fortune. Not sure that's a game show, but it is Christmas Dragon, so I will allow that. Wheel of Fortune, 2 points if you did play that and got that one right, which is everyone who played it. Very well played. Originally from 1990 to 1996, and under the new name from 2006 to present. Basically the same as the US one, except for the round before the bonus endgame, the audience are armed with tambourines for no adequately explained reason. Let's lay that go. Getting a bit harder now. Question number 3 is worth 6 points if you can give me an answer. Remember, you don't have to play. Take a look. Let me know what you'd like to do. Well, no, that's the wrong game. Let me know what you'd like to do. That's Millionaire. Question number 3 for 6 points. Take a look. With their first major breakthrough being the 1995 album Tragic Kingdom, who was the lead singer of the rock band No Doubt? 6 points. 16 out of 26. Matt the Sprat, that was a right answer, but I'm afraid it was just out of time. The correct answer was Gwen Stefani. Again, everyone who played getting a correct answer. Yeah, she went on for a pretty sizable solo career in the mid-noughties, with most of her solo hits being incredibly irritating. Stefani or Gwen Stefani was the right answer. Everyone who attempted getting it right, let's light it back up. Question number 4 is worth 8 points. Take a look at this. In Italian-American cooking, what is the main ingredient served with pasta in pasta fazool? For 8 points. Or fazool, possibly. Just 6 having a go at this one. Clive, 2, Mark, Ramsey, Paulissa, and Lingo. Pyro, that was a correct answer, but I'm afraid it was out of time. Hopefully the new version of Hatbox will do away with that issue of timing out. Correct answer is beans. 3 going for beans, which is correct. 2 going for lentils. I might need a ruling on that. Oni, can you give me a ruling? Shrimp I don't think is right, Clive. Worth a punt, though. Oni, what do you think about lentils? Similar sort of family. Beans are legumes. Would be lentici. Lentici. Right, so not Fatzul. So only right on that. I cannot allow lentils. So Ramsey, Paulus, and Clive, I'm afraid you're going to lose a life. Let's light back up. On to question 5. This one is worth 4 points. Take a look. See what you want to do. Translate wrong here. That happens, Paulus. Don't worry. Still plenty of lives left. Question 5. Which country has 11 official languages, including English and Afrikaans? 4 points. Pyro, again, it was correct, but it was also out of time, I'm afraid, so it's not going to be processed. The correct answer was South Africa. Everyone who attempted it getting it right, and very well done indeed. Let's light you back up. 4 points going your way. We've got some blue lights. If you are 1 away from escaping, ABME, Lupine, player 2 start, Jerry, Tadaru, Clive, 2, Kolo, Fernando, Mark, and Lingo. 1 more correct answer out of the remaining 5, you would escape to the next round. Nobody yet requiring all, nobody on their last life, which is great to see. Let's have a look at question number 6. The hardest of the lot, it is worth 10 points. Have a look. Yeah, South Africa. So to New Zealand's Mark. In the 1984 US election, Ronald Reagan won 49 of the 50 US states, which was the only US state won by his Democratic rival, Walter Mondale. And a couple of answers coming in out of time. 1 of them right, 1 of them wrong. Lupine, it was right. Lingo, you were wrong, but it wasn't processed out of time. 11 players attempting this one. The correct answer was Minnesota. Minnesota was the answer. Incidentally, on the last one, from the Italian, pasta e fagioli, pronounced, fagioli, literally pasta with beans. Its name is derived from the Neapolitan name of the dish, pasta e fagioli. Forgive my pronunciation. But as to this one, it was Mondale's home state, and even then, he only won it by 0.18%. Mondale did take the District of Columbia, but trying to fish for positives on a 5-2-5-13 loss is a bit like saying at least the Titanic was insured. Lovely bit of trivia.Oni's always good for trivia on this sort of thing. Very well done to Mark, Toot, and Jerry, who have escaped into the next round. Mark and Toot with 31, Jerry with 25. Michigan, Massachusetts, Missouri, Florida, and Hawaii are wrong answers. I'm afraid you're going to lose a life. Let's light back up. 3 players escaped. Mark, Toot, and Jerry. You won't be able to answer any more questions in this round, but you are safely through to the next round. 11 players, 1 away from escaping. ABME, Lupine, it's Sotley, player 2, Tadaru, Clive, Kolo, Fernando, Shapes, Ramsey, and Lingo. Any one of the next 4, and you're good to the next round. Silent Marine, you do require all 4 of the remaining questions in order to escape. And Clive, do tread carefully. You are on your last life. 1 more wrong answer, you will be eliminated. Question number 7 is worth 5 points. Have a look at this. There are 2 chemical elements beginning with Z. One is zirconium, one is the other. 20 out of 23 attempting this one. The others obviously waiting for more powerful questions, or maybe they just didn't know. The correct answer is it's zinc. Everyone who played it getting it right. Dragon Zilver. Well out of time, unfortunately. Oh, you're chatting that one with an exclamation mark, I see. Zinc was the correct answer, and everyone who played it got it right. Let's light you back up. Well played. Oh, Silent Marine. It's the end of the road and it's lights out because you needed all of them. Sorry, I forgot to do that. I should be checking my logs. I'm getting sloppy. A number of players have now escaped. 13 have already escaped. ABME, Lupine, it's Sotley, Tadaru, Clive, Mark, Ramsey, Lingo, Jerry, 2, Kolo, Fernando, and Shapes. If you're 1 away, get a light blue and flashing now. 8 of you. Puzzle Dan, player 2. Paulister, Mr. Vertigo, Matt Spratt, Riff, Ali, and BC. 1 away from escaping. No one requiring all of them at this point, and nobody on their last life. Question number 8. Easiest one of the lot in theory. It's worth a single point. Have a look. What is the capital city of Mexico? question. 6 players having a go. Incidentally, Zinc, come back! And for Gwen Stefani, there's something else I forgot to read out. She went on for a pretty sizable solo career in the mid-noughties, with most of her solo hits being incredibly irritating. Did I read that? I must have read that. It feels like I read that. Anyway, correct answer. Mexico City, originally named Tenochtitlan. We literally just told you, during the Aztec era, the Spanish razed it to the ground in 1521, rebuilt the city by 1524, and renamed in 1585 to Ciudad de Mexico out of pure laziness. Mexico City was the correct answer. Let's light you back up. A couple more players have now escaped, 15 in total if you're one away. Spokes, Matt, Pyro, David, Riff, Portishead, Dragon, Mr. Vertigo, Ali, and BC. One more correct answer. If you're on your last life, nobody, and no one yet oh no, it's done one away. You're doing it again. No one requiring all is what I meant to say. Question number 9. 2 difficult questions at the end, so a difficult one or a slightly more difficult one. Question number 9 is worth 7 points. Have a look at this. I was wondering why we've got a lot of early escapees. Question 9. Which car manufacturer released models including the Z4, the X6, and the M8? Oh, David getting an answer in on the bubble. He was just about to flicker out of life, but we have got all 10 players attempting this one. And I was just wondering why I've got a lot of early escapees, but obviously 2 difficult questions at the end. People obviously wanting to hedge their bets and get out while the getting is good. The correct answer is the BMW. I've owned 2 Z3s, which is the precursor to the Z4 and a Bond car, actually. I had a silver one and I had a blue one. Audi, Mazda, Tesla, and Mazda, I'm afraid, are all incorrect answers. Mazda had the MX-5 most famously, and they've also got the RX-8, but not the Z4, X6, or the M8, I'm afraid. Mazda and Audi, both wrong answers, and you are going to lose a life. No one due for elimination, though, and a few more players escaped. Let's light you back up. So, just 5 players left in active play, and they require this last question. Matt, Riff, Dragon, Paulista, and David. No one has been eliminated yet, but question number 10 is worth 9 points, which means it's not going to be without a certain level of difficulty. Best of luck to you all. It was question number 10. Winning in 1968, what is the only Best Picture Oscar winner with an exclamation mark in its title? In. Portis and Dragon are out of time, and unfortunately, Portis are going for Casablanca. Bye-bye, but out of time. The correct answer was Oliver. Very well done to Riff and Dave again. That Oklahoma is not the right answer. It does have an exclamation mark. I don't believe it's ever won the Best Picture, though. Unfortunately, Matt the Sprite, it is going to be elimination for you. Well done to David and Riff getting through that 9-point question. But unfortunately for Portis and Dragon and Matt, it is now impossible for you to escape, so it is the end of the road, and it's lights out. So, pretty good start, actually. We started with 26. We've only lost 4. 22 players progress on to round number 2. Let's go there now. 1 extra point given to every player for every life they had left. And we move on to round 2, which is called Sustain. You're going to be given 10 questions of average difficulty throughout. There might be a bit of variety therein. But the objective of this round is to hit the target of 49 points, which has been set by the highest scoring player, plus 15. Let's now cut that out on and mark on 34. The reason for this is because every question is now worth a flat rate of 5 points, and it means even the highest scoring players have to get at least 3 questions correct in order to escape. Your lives have been refreshed. For every life that you have got left at the end of the round, you will be given a bonus 2 points. However, in this round, once you've escaped, you can continue answering questions to continue building up your score. Scores will be carried forward into round 3, but you can still be eliminated if you run out of lives, even if you have escaped. So bear in mind, a correct answer gets you another 5, but a wrong answer will lose you 2 from the bonus and potentially risk elimination, so do bear that in mind. If you run out of lives, you will be eliminated for the game. If it becomes mathematically impossible for you to hit the target of 49, then you will be eliminated from the game. You can continue playing along in the lobby game, and we can have a look at the points in the lobby game right now. So once you've escaped, continue answering if you want to play, but in this round it counts in the main game as well. So if you have been eliminated, you can continue playing. 5 pennies for every question you get right. Best of luck to you all. Round 2 is sustained. Here is question number 1. Who played Jack Bauer in the TV series 24, as well as voicing Snake in the 2015 game Metal Gear Solid 5? Metal Gear Solid V. Speaking of games with V in the title, I'm very much looking forward to getting into my Christmas Skyrim vibe on, which I do every Christmas, be on the Xbox this year rather than the PC, on the big telly downstairs. Yeah, a bit of Skyrim with Dylan will be a lot of fun this Christmas. Something I'm looking forward to. Let me know what you're looking forward to in the comments this Christmas. God, am I really that bad? 16 players attempting this one out of 22. The correct answer was Kiefer Sutherland. What's the answer? Oh, Tadaru Kiefer Sullivan. Is that phonetically plausible enough? I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with Oni. It's Christmas. Go on, Tadar, I'll let you have that one. Phonetically plausible. It has been ruled by Oni. It is Christmas. You can have that one. Kiefer Sullivan. Close enough. Kiefer. You didn't. I added in Kiefer. Originally it was spelled I-E. It's actually spelled E-I. Although everyone else seems to be disagreeing with me. Oh no, it is I-E. I must have changed it the wrong way round. It was spelled the wrong way originally and I changed it, but obviously I've added it the wrong way, so that's why it's E-I in the answer. But I-E was there as an alt as well. Everyone who attempted that, getting that one right, let's let you back up. Yeah, sorry, Oni. That's on me, not on Oni. Question number 2 for 5 points. Take a look. Football's Old Firm derby is held between 2 clubs in which British city? Out of 22 attempting it. Incidentally, if you're willing to strip away a lot of the behind-the-scenes politicking, and the general crap story, Metal Gear Solid 5 is really good, mostly for the 80s soundtrack, mind, but still really good. For this one, however, a bit of football trivia for you. The correct answer is Glasgow, Manchester. All incorrect answers, I'm afraid. Rangers vs Celtic is what it is. Incidentally, the January 1939 match between the two at the Ibrox Stadium still holds the stadium attendance record for a British domestic league game at 118,567. Well done if you got Glasgow. Let's light you back up. 2, just one more, and you're into the final. Currently sat on 44. No one yet requiring all, no one on their last life. Let's go on to question number 3 for another 5 points. The 33rd and final letter of the Russian alphabet has the appearance of what letter of the Latin alphabet mirrored horizontally? $16 players attempting at Ramsey. That was right, but it was also out of time, I'm afraid. That's what the character looks like. It's R. I had an argument with Oni over whether it was horizontally or vertically mirrored, because the mirror would be along the vertical plane, but the letter is flipped along the horizontal plane because of how rotations work. R. Apparently it's pronounced Ya. So Ya is what we wanted there. B, L, N, B, N, Z, and Gamma are all incorrect answers, I'm afraid, and you are going to lose a life. Well done, everyone who got it right. Let's light you back up. Toots and Shapes, now one away from escaping, as we get to question number 4. No one requiring all, and no one on their last life yet. Have a look at this for another 5 points. It's question 4. Who wrote the 1945 play in Inspector Calls? Matt the Sprat, wrong answer, but out of time, you'll be relieved to hear. The correct answer is 8 players attempting this, just 3 correct. JB Priestley is the right answer. Pyro Pygmy, that is phonetically plausible though. Surname only is acceptable, we'll allow that. Arthur Miller and Agatha Christie are both wrong answers. J.B. Priestley first performed in Moscow. The play is a criticism on the hypocrisy of pre-war middle-class England and the bane of GCSE English lit students' lives for decades since, my own included. I did study that at GCSE. I actually quite enjoyed it as a play, though I've never seen it live. Well done if you did get that one. No one's due for elimination. Let's light you back up. Toot becomes the first player to escape. He has lost a life, but he can continue answering the remaining 6 questions if he likes. Shapes is 1 away from escaping. No one yet requiring all. But we have got Puzzle Dan and Clive on their last lives. Do tread carefully. One more wrong answer, you will be eliminated. Good luck to you all. Question number 5. Particular syntax required for this question. 4 numbers in your answer. Here's the question. In which year was Pluto declassified as a planet by the International Astronomical Union? Oh, Fernando, that was right, but you're out of time. 16 players attempting it. The correct answer was... Oh, so many off by ones. It's 2006. 05, 07, 2000, 2007, 2008, 2003. Well, it was fun getting to round 2, says Puzzle Dan. Unfortunately, those are all wrong answers. It does also mean we have to lose some players from the game. Clive, a legend, and Puzzle Dan. That is your last life, I'm afraid. 2006 was the answer we wanted. I'm afraid it's the end of the road, and it's lights out. Shapes still not escaping. Toot, the only person to have done so far. We've got a few more 1 away. It's Sotley, Mark, Shapes, or one more question to get to that target of 49 to get you through to the next round. No one yet requiring all of them. And Ramsey and BC, tread carefully. 1 more life. More wrong answer, you will be eliminated. Remember, you don't have to play. Pluto was regulated to a dwarf planet in August 2006. Somehow, they still don't realise it was actually a cartoon dog all along. Question number 6. Have a look at this. Which metal band was formed in 1983 by guitarist Dave Mustaine after he was fired from Metallica? Seven out of 20 players attempting this one. The correct answer was Megadeth. Most players getting this. Fallen Angels is wrong. AC/DC is wrong. Imagine getting fired from a metal band for being too drunk and disorderly. Imagine that. Well done if you did get that one right. No one due for elimination. Let's light you back up. Second player to escape is It's Sotley. Very well done. Remember, you can continue answering questions, but 2 points for every life intact, but 5 points for every question you answer from this point onwards. If you want away, Mark, Shapes. One more correct answer out of the remaining 4. You will escape to the next round. If you require all 4 of them, Kolo, Tadaru, Ramsey, Ali. Got to give me all 4 questions correct if you want to make it into round 3. And Ramsey and BC, tread carefully, you're still on your last lives. Question number 7 for 5 points. Have a look at this. Which American comedian's final HBO comedy special was titled It's Bad For You, released 4 months before his death in June 2008? 12 out of 20 attempting that. Silent Marine, that was correct, but it was unfortunately out of time. The correct answer was George Carlin. George Carlin. Bernie Mac from Spokes. Richard Pryor. Bernie Mac. Bill Hicks. All incorrect answers, I'm afraid. Quite a few players getting George Carlin. George Carlin is the guy behind the 7 words you can't say on TV sketch. Ben's not going to say them. Is that right? I have to confess, I don't know what they are. Yeah, George Carlin was the answer. We have got some players unfortunately due for elimination. Kolo and Ali, it is impossible for you to escape. And Ramsey, you have just exhausted your last life. Thank you very much for playing, but it's the end of the road and it's lights out. Do continue playing along though, because you can still get pennies, which are going to be very important going into the penny prize draw coming right up after this game of the escape artist. So do continue playing more pennies available. Mark becomes the third player to escape round 2. 2, it's Otley and Mark, and now make a triumvirate of 3 players who've escaped, all of them on 2 lives. 3 questions to go. Mr. Vertigo is 1 away from escaping, as is Shapes. And Mr. Vertigo is actually 1 point away, but still needs to get the question to get there, because you've got to get to that target before the bonuses from the lives are applied. Do you require all? Quite a few of you here. ABME, Player 2, Pyro, Tadaru, David, and BC. You've got to get all of the remaining questions, all 3 of them, to get to the next round. And if you're on your last life, tread carefully. One more wrong answer, you will be eliminated. Question number 8 is worth 5 points. Have a look at this. Arbequina, Arbasana, and Kalamata are 3 named cultivars of which pizza topping? Twelve out of 17 attempting it. 4 answers received out of time, all of them incorrect. The correct answer was olive. Olives, pineapple, anchovy, sardines, spinach, and cheese are all incorrect answers. I'm afraid we could have a bit of a bloodbath on our hands here. Olive was the answer we wanted. And Oni has said, I mean, some people put olives on their pizza. I don't, because I have taste buds. I'm very much with Oni on this one. Not a fan of olives. My wife loves them. Can't get enough of them. Every time I go to a restaurant, we order an aperitif. She'll order a bowl of olives. I will order bread. If we go to like Brasserie Blanc or somewhere, and she'll have olives, and they come with the seeds, so she has to like de-pit them. I don't get the appeal. Not for Ben. Ines, welcome to the stream, my dude. Merry Christmas to you. And Ollie, yes, quite right, Solly. Olives do not belong on people. We are of one mind, my dude. We have got 7 players due for elimination, unfortunately. For David, Player 2, Pyro, ABME, and Tadaru, it's impossible to escape. For Jerry and BC, you have exhausted your lives. Thank you all very much for playing, but it is the end of the road, and it's lights out. Into the endless abyss you go. Oh, wrong game. 5 players have now escaped. It's Otley, Mark, 2, Shapes, and Mr. Vertigo. A further 3 are 1 away. Lingo, Riff, and Lupine. 1 out of the remaining 2. You will get enough to get through to the next round. Fernando and Spokes, you do need both of these questions to hit that target of 49. And Spokes and Shapes, do tread carefully. You're on your last life. Shapes, you've already escaped, so remember you don't need to play. I would counsel caution, unless you're absolutely certain. Best of luck as we come into question number 9. Here it is. 1,000 terabytes equals 1 watt. Equal 1 watt. Eight out of 10 players attempting this one. The correct answer is... it's a petabyte, or possibly a petabyte. Wrong answer is exabyte, picobyte, and kilobyte. The measurements go kilo, mega, giga, tera, peta, exa, zeta, yotta, bronto. Picobyte from Fluid Fernando. What do you think, Oni? I think that feels like it could be too similar to an actual... what's the thing where it's front-loaded on a word? Suffix. Prefix is the word, not a suffix. Pico's the other side of the scale. Pico is tiny, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to allow that, Fluid Fernando. Petabyte was the answer we wanted. Well done if you did get that one. Unfortunately, Fluid Fernando, with that wrong answer, it is now impossible for you to escape. Thank you for playing, but it's the end of the road and it's lights out. Seven players into the final. It's Otley, Mark, 2, Shapes, Riff, Mr. Vertigo, and Lingo. Spokes and Lupine could still get there. They've got to get this last question right. Spokes has got to do it on 1 life. Could get another 2 points on top. Lupine could get another 4 points on top. And Shapes and Mr. Vertigo. Let me highlight the last lives. Tread carefully, because a wrong answer you will be eliminated even if you have already escaped. Good luck. Here is question number 10. Though I predict Shapes will probably answer this question. Who did Emma Raducanu beat in the US Open 2021 final, becoming the first British woman to win a tennis Grand Slam since 1977? And Jers, welcome to the stream. I was right. Power of prophecy. Shapes has indeed attempted to answer the question, and the answer was... he's got it wrong. He's being clever now. Layla Fernandez was the answer. Shapes. I think that's phonetically plausible. I don't know if that's her middle name, but you've got the first and last name. I'm going to give you that. There is New Quiz Prison is. Well, Lupin, I didn't get an answer from you at all, being registered, but New Quiz Prison is in Hackbox, so the grace time is sort of inbuilt because the answer interface will disappear. You didn't answer. Well, the answer interface will disappear when the question is no longer live, so it will sort of be built in to the new version. But yeah, it's always been the way with this game. It's fast and furious, 15 seconds per question for various reasons. Correct answer was Layla Fernandez. Gauf is the wrong answer. Fernandez is a correct answer. Unfortunately for Spokes and for the Lupine one. Spokes, you've exhausted your lives on Lupine. It's impossible for you to escape. Thank you very much for playing, but it's the end of the road and it's lights out. So we started with 26, we dropped to 22, and just 7 now remain to go into the final. It's Sotley, Mark, Mr. Vertigo, Lingo, Toot, Shapes, and Riff. You are through to the final round. For every life you've got left, we'll give you an extra 2 points, and we'll see who can become the escape artist. That is the end of round 2. Let's go to round 3. Round 3 is called Survive. In this round, you need to survive, as the title implies. Someone gets a question right, their points will freeze. Everyone else's points will start ticking down at the rate shown in the top left-hand corner. The only way to stop that countdown is to get the correct answer. If nobody answers, everyone will lose the maximum drain rate, currently 10 points, and losing 1 point per second and a half. Your lives are no longer lives, they are now refires, which means you can reattempt the question. If you get it wrong in the first instance, if there's maybe a couple that you've got it down to, you can try it again. You may try the question once every time for free. Thereafter, it will cost you a refire. If you run out of refires, you're still in the game, but it just means from that point on, only your first answer will be accepted. If your points reach 0, you are eliminated from the game. After 10 questions, the player with the highest score will be declared the escape artist. If we get down to just a single player before then it forfeits the rest of the game, and that single player will become the escape artist by default. Simple as that. Round 3 is Survive. Best of luck to all of you. Here is the first question. The Red Bull energy drink company was founded in which European country? Mark has started the clock. Shapes is wrong. Riff is wrong. It's Sotley is right. Refire is available for Shapes and Riff. Lingo is wrong. Refire available. Toot is wrong. Refire available. Shapes has got there on a second attempt. Mr. Vertigo is now in there. Lingo is wrong with the second attempt. Any more? It's Austria. The company was founded in 1987 by the late Dietrich Matschitz and Celio Judvigia, the original Thai creator of the Krating Dying energy drink that Red Bull is derived from. And incidentally, Emma Raducanu won 6-4, 6-3, winning the title without losing a single set in her competition. Additionally, it was only her second Grand Slam tournament, reaching the 4th round in her first at Wimbledon in the same year. Let's have a look. Germany, Belgium, France, and Germany were the wrong answers that were received there. Refires have been used, but the answer we wanted was Austria. Let's light it back up. Toot with the lead, 64, just by a single point to Mark, 63. It's Sotley in third with 59. Let's go on. Question number 2. When written in the format DDMMYYYY, in precisely how many years from today's date will the date consist of 2 identical 4-digit numbers? Mark is in and wrong. And again. No one getting there. 190 is what we wanted there. Mark going for 200 and then 200 again. First time with a typo. Both of them incorrect. 190. 22, 12, 22, 12. That's 22, 12 minus 2022, which is 190 years. Bit of a maths question, and everyone losing the maximum drain of 10 points for no one getting it right. Mark using up a refire to get there. 190 is what we wanted. Let's light it back up. Question number 3, last one at this drain rate. After this, it will increase to 1 point per second. Take a look at this. A tiger named Richard Oliver appears in which book, released in 2002? 2 to start the top. Riff, Mark are right behind. Shapes and Lingo not a million miles behind that. Sotley is wrong. Refires available. Vertigo is wrong. Refires available. It's Sotley has got there. Vertigo? Life of Pi is what we wanted. It's Sotley originally going for the Tiger Who Came for Tea, and Mr. Vertigo going for the Tiger Who Came to Tea, of course, written by Julia Donaldson, the Tiger Who Came to Tea, or the Tiger Who Came for a Pint, as written by Sean Locke. Well done to Toot, starting the clock on that one. Most players getting the right answer. Let's light you back up. Let's take a minute just to check out the points, because I didn't do that at half time. If you're playing along in the lobby game, 5 pennies for every correct answer. I see Innes has joined the game, currently on 25. And yeah, those are your scores. Mark currently with a lead of 80 pennies in this game. So we go to question 4. We increase the drain rate 1 point per second. Incidentally, it's a Bengal tiger named as a clerical error, switched up the name of the tiger and its captor. Named as a clerical error, switched up the name of the tiger and its captor, Life of Pi. So, question number 4. Maximum drain rate of 15 points. Take a look at this. Theme here. Since the discovery of Pluto, how many times has it orbited the Sun? Mark is wrong. Shakes is wrong. It's Sotley has got there, though. Refire is available. Mark has got there on a refire. Toots in. Bingo is wrong. Refire available. Lots of wrong answers. Bingo's getting there. Taking up all his refires. 0 was the answer. Mark 1, Shapes 1, Mark then 2, Mr. Vertigo once, Lingo 1, Riff 76, Shapes 2, Mr. Vertigo twice, Lingo 2. It is 0. Pluto was discovered in February 1930 and it will have completed 1 orbit by January 2178, 248 years later. Very well done to it, Sotley, on starting the clock there. And a lot of points being lost. Let's light you back up. Checking with the scores. Mark has got the lead with 49. Toot in second with 47. It's Sotley in third with 43. Though notably, Mark has burnt through all his refires. Toot has still got all 3. It's Sotley has still got 2. Bit of a gap then down to Shapes on 27. Lingo 24. Riff 22. Mr. Vertigo in the danger territory of 14. Mr. Vertigo, if you do not find the right answer to the next question, you will be eliminated. Good luck. Question number 5. Have a look. Which country hosted and won the 2021 FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup, held at the Luzhniki Olympic Complex in the nation's capital? It's Sotley has started the clock. Toots and Shapes are correct. Wrong answers coming in. Mr. Vertigo, one more refire. Mr. Vertigo's out of points. The answer is Russia. Complex was in the periphery of Luzhniki Stadium, where events of the 1980 Olympic Games took place, as did the final of the 2018 FIFA World Cup. Mr. Vertigo going for Brazil, Lingo for Poland, Riff for Slovakia, and Mr. Vertigo for Spain. All incorrect answers. It does mean we've got our first casualty of the final round. Mr. Vertigo, you have run out of points. Thank you very much for playing, but it is the end of the road and it's lights out. It's Sotley now with the lead of 43. Toots in second with 42. Mark in third with 34. Shapes with 23. Lingo and Riff both in the danger territory with 9 and 7 respectively. And Lingo with no refis, so first answer only Lingo. Question number 6. Maximum drain rate of 15 points for the last time. It will increase after this question to 1 point per 0.75 seconds. Good luck. Here is question 6. Which singer played the role of Eddie in both the original Broadway production and the film of the Rocky Horror Picture Show? Mark has started the clock. Toot has got there. It's Sotley has got there. Riff is out of time. Lingo is wrong and is now out of time. All eyes on Shapes. Not even going to try. Meatloaf is the answer. He also played Dr. Scott in the Broadway show as a guy who owns a leather jacket, this is only talking, and has the hair. You'd have thought I'd dress as Eddie when I see Rocky Horror Live. Nope, that would be too easy. Of course it would be. Spell check being quite generous to you there, Mark, with Meat Load, but the D and the F are next to each other. It has got through the spell check. Very well played. Meatloaf was the answer. Unfortunately, Riff and Lingo. Richard O'Brien is not the right answer, I'm afraid, Lingo. You have now exhausted your points. Thank you for playing, but it is the end of the road and it's lights out. As we go to question 7, the drain rate grows to 1 point per 0.75 seconds. It's Sotley has still got the lead by a single point against Toot, who's on 39. It's Sotley on 40, Mark on 34. Shapes, bit of a gap down to him on 8. Maximum drain rate of 20. You must get the correct answer, Shapes, if you want to survive. Just a single refire. Sotley with 2, Mark with none, Toot with 3. Question number 7, good luck. Here it is. What does a numismatist collect? Mark has correctly answered. Toot has correctly answered. Mark starting the clock. Sotley is wrong. Shapes is wrong and out of time. It's Sotley. Refires available. That's wrong as well. It's currency or coins, numismatic. This came up in the mole a few weeks ago. I think it was the mole anyway. Coins or banknotes or money or currency would have been accepted. Stamps would be a philatelist. And teddy bears is something else, which Oni is about to tell me in chat, I'm sure. Coins, currency, money, Arctophile. Thank you, Mark. And Oni, both of you. I did ask you both. Both very knowledgeable there. Unfortunately, Shapes, you have run out of points. Thank you for playing it. It's the end of the road, though, and it's lights out. Bit of a turning of the tables. Toot now with the lead of 38. Mark in second, still with now in second with 34. Was in third. It's Sotley a bit of a drop down to 20 and just a single life left. It's Sotley also in the danger territory, risking elimination if he doesn't get this one right. Good luck. Question number 8. Here it is. In ancient Egypt, what is a term for an oval with a line at one end used to indicate that the hieroglyphs inside were a royal name? Mark has started the clock. Toot has got there. Sotley is wrong. Refire available. We're out of time. Eye of Horus is not the answer. Cartouche is what we wanted there. Cartouche. I haven't got any extra information for you, but very well done, Mark. Starting the clock. Toot getting there after a minute, but unfortunately it's Sotley. Third place in this game is never heard of it. It's no mean feat. I don't know why it's not doing the pop-up, actually. It might be for clever programming reasons. Good effort to get to this point, but unfortunately it is the end of the road, and it's lights out. So, 2 questions to go. Same drain rate, 1 point per 0.75 seconds up to a maximum of 20. Mark's got the lead, but no refires. Toot is on 28 with 3 refires. Good luck to you both. Here's question number 9. Majuro is the capital of what Micronesian nation? Nothing from either players. The Marshall Islands. Both players letting the clock run dry there, not even wanting to attempt it. Marshall Islands. Remember, you get 1 free go. It doesn't cost you a refire to hit it first. Never set survivor there. That'll be why you didn't know it. So, we do come to the final question of the game. Mark with the advantage, but Toot with the refires. Question number 10. The drain rate is 1 point per half second, but up to a maximum of infinity, which basically means if you do not get the question correct, you will run out of points, assuming someone else answers. If no one has answered after 15 seconds, both of your clocks will start, and they will count down until either you get it right, or you run out of points. It's as simple as that. It's the puzzle question. Best of luck. And hello, Zeus. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're keeping well, my dude. Merry Christmas to you. Mark and Toot. For the Escape Artist medal, here's question 10. What's the maximum score you could potentially have had at this point in the game? That's a wrong answer. Clocks are on. Refires available too. Absolutely savage. It is a good question, and I've made no secret of this fact. It's been mentioned a few times during the game. It's 99, and we know Toot doesn't do maths. In your first round, you get 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 for 40 points. Score 3 extra on no life loss for 43. Get 10 out of 10 in round 2 for 50 extra points to 93. Score 6 for your 3 lives to make it to 99. And simply play the final round absolutely perfectly to maintain your score. Easy, innit? Bit of a nugget for you, an insider nugget note for you. If I take Toot's score mesh here, when it lets me select it, for God's sake, let me select Toot's Toadium. Back, score display, score text. If I put it at 100, it shrinks it. Whereas up to 99, oh no, it still shrinks it, but I can't remember what it was before. Let's put you back to what you were. 0. There we go. Yeah, there was a reason for that. That you can't get more than... You can't go into 3 figures on this game. Toadboy, TJ, welcome to the stream. Great to have you with us. Hope you're well. Poots Todium, that's a good raid message. Unfortunately, you're both wrong. It's the end of the road. It's lights out. And a message from our sponsor, Silent Marine.
Well, I guess we're getting Scrooged tonight.
We are indeed, because the final game of the season has ended with the bad ending. Thank you to Oni for the pack, but unfortunately, on this occasion, nobody escapes. I suppose that's a fitting swan song for the first version of the Escape Artist. Going into Season 10, we will be having the Escape Artist version 2. Yeah, ominous as hell. Merry Christmas, everyone. You're all dead. No, it's not dead. In prison is the law. But yeah, that's a suitable swan song for this game. I can get rid of that text on the canvas now, actually, because that doesn't go. And now I need not fix that because it's not there on the new version. So, as we go to Season 10, we will be using the new version of the Escape Artist. So that'll be hitting the ground running. There's a few more tweaks I need to make, but yeah, nice swan song for the first iteration of the Escape Artist. My 3rd original after Danger Zone, and Google that. It's been fun playing it out, but it's time for it to move on to bigger and better things. I know there is some divided opinion as to whether or not the new studio looks as good as this one. I do want to make some tweaks and hopefully try and make it a bit better. But the thing I was aiming for was clarity of text and hackboxifying it, so we'll see what happens with that. But on this occasion, the last game of the season, I'm afraid nobody escapes. But very many thanks to Oni for a superb question pack, the last question pack of the season. And what a good one it was as well. Unfortunately, on this occasion, it's not worked out for anybody. But you have to come back in Season 10 to try again, won't you? Your call was absorbed by the darkness. Indeed it was. So, there is not going to be a Spacey 4 game tonight, because we have got in place of it the penny prize draw, and then of course the Quizmas number 1 to wrap up the season of Quizmas and Season 9. So James Crosbell is cashing in 100 pennies. Let me award those right now. This is your last opportunity to cash in your micro pennies. If you would like to convert your micro pennies into real pennies, micro pennies are not put in the draw, but real pennies are. Pennies from this game, incidentally, haven't been added on yet. Let's take a look at the points. Mark finishing on 95, Toot finishing on 90, Lupine getting 85, Vitsotli and ABMe 75, Colo 70, Lingo, Shapes and BC 65, Spoke 60, Tadaru, Riff, Mr. Vertigo 55, Matt and Pyro getting 50, Fluid Fernando, Jerry and Innes getting 45, Player 2 and Ramsey getting 40, Dragon and David getting 35, Clive and Ali getting 30, Puzzle Dan 25, Paulister 20 and Silent Marine 10. Those are the pennies you'll be getting. As and when I roll the credits, they will be added to your penny total, which is the thing that will be pulled in by the penny prize draw. The more pennies you have, the more raffle tickets you have in the draw going into next season. They will all be reset to 0. But yeah, the usual rules apply to the penny prize draw. If you are not here, then your prize will be deferred and you can have what's left over at the end. And I will DM you. I will ping you in the Discord server to see if you're here. But if you're not, then you'll get whatever's left over at the end. If you are here, then great. You can claim whichever prize you like. And that's how it's going to go down. So, I'm going to see in a minute as well, actually, who's the leader. At the start of the night, Shapes was leading the current season with 12,793. AB Me in second with 11,976. And Lupine was in third with 11,575. Let's see if these changes... the added pennies from the Escape Artist make any difference. I will give you one more bonus of a random amount of pennies. We'll call it Escape pennies after the credits have rolled. But I'll see you in just a minute for the penny prize draw, and then, of course, the Quizmas number 1. You don't want to miss it because it's almost certainly going to get muted on the VOD. But I'll make it available on YouTube for you in due course. Nata, welcome to the stream just in time. Thank you for playing the Escape Artist. Thank you to Oni for the questions. But unfortunately, on this occasion, nobody escapes. But I'll see you for some penny prize draw fun in just a minute. That doesn't feel like a very fitting way to end the run of the Escape Artist, but it will be back in season 10 with a new version. Yeah, side sequence. Rich tags are the best, aren't they? Thank you to Oni for that pack of the Escape Artist. I'm sorry nobody got to escape on that one. But that's the way it goes. So let's stop that bonus right there. Yoshi, welcome to the stream. Just in time for the draw. Let me cash in the pennies that need to be cashed in. TJ is cashing in 100 pennies there. There you go. And Pyro Pygmy's cashing in 500 pennies. He's been saving up his micro pennies. There you go, Pyro. 500 pennies going to you. Last chance to cash in any micro pennies if you would like to cash them in ahead of the prize draw, which is going to happen right now. Was Samson's piss, is that right? Rip old prison on Miss Zeus's toilet wine. Innis also cashing in 500 pennies. Innisk, 500 pennies. There you go. Have 500 pennies, Innis. So this does draw... in fact, this draws... Where does this draw from? If it draws from the local JSON, then it's fine. If it draws it from the website, I might need to push the new totals to Git Kraken. Data decompiler. Tooltip: if true, app will download data from Heroku. If not, app will import data from local drive. Well, it's not set to built version because this is a different scene which doesn't use that. Hang on. I need to figure out, make sure prize draw data decompiler. That's what we want. Heroku penny data, penny storage JSON.txt. That is correct. So it is going to draw it down from. So I'll put the camera back on. It is going to draw it down from the local drive, which is up to date. Jogging also cashing in 500 pennies there. 500 pennies going to Jogging. There you go. Cashing in your micro pennies is a good time to do it right ahead of the penny prize draw because season 9 has come to a close, all but the prize draw. And I can tell you, I can't tell you because I haven't uploaded the data. If I load a different scene, I might be able to tell you. WebGL app. Let's load that up. Is it set to build? Oh, it's a built version, so it's downloading from the website. Let's deselect that. And let's take a look at the final leaderboard. This is live and up to date. Those are the final readings of the top 10 of this season. So Shapes has topped the penny leaderboard this season, 13,137 pennies. Very well done, Shapes. Lupine was second, just by just 9 pennies. Lupine, 12,478. And AB Me taking third, 12,469. Thank you, everybody, for taking part this season. I hope you've had fun with it. BC, 5,546. Let's see if that's actually accurate. Yep, it seems to check out. So just no skill of them to be very available. It's always quite a nice moment for me to check how many active players we've had over the season. 134 people have stopped in to play games and claim pennies this season, which is always incredibly gratifying and humbling as well that there's that many people who are interested in this particular corner of the internet. So thank you very much to everyone who has made this season so much fun. I know it started off with a few gremlins and it seems to have resolved itself since I've started updating stuff to 2020, Unity 2020. So yeah, those are the favourites for prizes, but it is RNG. What it basically Shapes have 13,000 tickets in this draw, but they are going to be drawn one at a time and one prize per player. Riff, welcome to the stream. I know you've been here for a while, but there you are. If you're interested in all-time pennies, incidentally, Shapes is still leading that one, 65,000. Toot 56,000, Lupine 54,000. That is the top of the leaderboard of all time. People who've played across the gamut of all time here. Game like since we started tracking the pennies, good lord, more than I thought. 421, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 31. 431. Some of them probably only for 1 or 2 streams, but still, slightly humbling experience to know there's that many people who are here. And all of this is public information. If you go to persephoneschair.com/pennies, you'll be able to peruse this at your leisure, including Things like leaderboard and medal tables. So we can check out the escape artists at the moment. Inca currently leading with 5 escape artist medals to his name. And you can go check individual player medal cabinets as well, if you like. So persephoneschair.com. persephoneschair.com/pennies if you want to go and peruse that at your leisure. I need to open the prize draw app. Oh, hang on. Pick that with built version. Prize draw. There we go. So, no more pennies. So, if you've got any micro pennies left, they are going to have to be transferred. Micro pennies do transfer, but pennies do not. So, all of your pennies will be reset to 0. No, you don't need to type anything, Matt the Sprat. It's just to do with the amount of pennies that you've won this season, and prizes will be assigned. So, let's go to the draw. And those are the prizes up for grabs. Samster's favourite £15 Spreadshirt voucher, which I know he loves. 2 of those. A £10 Amazon voucher, 2 of those. A £10 Steam voucher, 2 of those. A month of Discord Nitro, 2 of those. And a Persephone's Chair button, 2 of those. Up for grabs. And as usual, the usual rules apply. If you are here in the chat, you get to claim your prize. If not, we will mark you as absent, and I will message you in due course. And you can pick from what is left over at the end. So, let's take a look and see who's going to be winning on the prize draw this season. Good luck to everyone. First prize winner is... Ha! That's appropriate. He was the lobby leaderboard, so it is appropriate that he's first drawn out. Shapes, you've won a prize. What do you fancy, my dude? There we go. Absolutely fitting. Go on, Shapes. Go on. What do you fancy? Amazon for Shapes. No problem at all, my dude. I'll get that too. I'll try and do all the prizes for Spokes and for, I think it was Dragon in the Hive Mind. And all the prizes. I'll try and get them all done tomorrow if I can, so you've got a chance to cash them in before Christmas. £10 Amazon to Shapes. A signed prize. There you go. Very well done, Shapes. Thank you for all your support this season, and Shapes, as we saw earlier on, finishing top of the leaderboard. Let's pick another prize winner. Cursed Toucan. Cursed Toucan has won a prize. Is Cursed Toucan here? Doesn't look like it. I will ping them in the server if they are there. Which they may not be. So, yeah, vape voice indeed. Cursed Toucan finished this season 46th, 1,884 pennies this season. Not in chat. No, it doesn't look like they are in chat, but 1,884, 46. So it just goes to show it is open to very many people, go from 1st to 46th. But if Kursuken is not here, and I don't think I've got a handle to ping them in the Discord, so we will have to mark them as absent, I'm afraid. But Kurstuken, very well done. If you're watching on the VOD, you have won a prize. But you don't get to pick it, I'm afraid. Right, let's pick another prize winner. Let's see. Who's next? Arun Aromatics. Not here tonight. Let's see if they're in chat. Arun. Use is won a prize. Let's ping him and see if he appears. Arun finishing 15th this season with 7,008 pennies in total. 15th on the leaderboard. Let's see if Arun appears. He gets the 30-second grace time after the ping. Although he is set to do not disturb, so he may not receive that ping. Hashtag justice for Arun. Well, if he appears at some point in the interim, he can pick the prize. Arun was what? He knows the drill. He's been here enough seasons. He knows what it's like. You got to be here to claim your prize. Samson is a traitor. I have not seen the traitors. I've seen Brig tweeting about it a lot though recently. Let me see if he's any movement from Arun. Send him a DM as well. Any sign of Rune? That's just point in the finale. Samsit is traitor. Yeah, is that right? I'll give him another 30 seconds or so. I don't think we're getting anything. I'm not seeing typing, so we're going to have to mark him as absent. It's going to be a good little birthday gift come midnight. Well, best of luck to you, Matt the Sprout. We'll see what happens. We're going to pick another prize winner. Let's see who's next. Lucario. Lucas710. I'll do the customary ping. He uses a prize. We'll see if Lucario comes to the stream. Currently marked as offline. Not sure how avid a Discord user he is, Lucario, but that's the way it goes. If you're not here, you're not here. And he appears to be offline. I don't envision him coming online anytime soon, so I'm going to mark him as absent. I'll give him a few seconds. I gave Arun a few seconds. And a minute from our message from our sponsor, Puzzle Dan.
It in the middle 5 seconds.
In the middle 5 seconds. Thank you for the 100 bits there, Puzzle Dan. Most grateful. Yes, Lucario, famously a clever dick. I don't think he's coming, so we'll mark him as absent. Next prize winner. Fernando, you have won a prize. I have seen you tonight. I'm sure I have. Yes, you're in chat. What do you want, Fernando? Everything's still available. Yay! Fernando is here. What do you fancy? What do you fancy? The other Amazon voucher, absolutely. £10 Amazon voucher. I'll sort that out with you in the next day or two. Congratulations. Thank you for all your support this season. Lucario, incidentally, because I didn't do the numbers on Lucario. 55th, 1,347 pennies. And for what it's worth, Fluid Fernando, 32nd, 3,722. A pleasure, Fluid Fernando. Hope it comes in handy this Christmas time. Let's pick another prize winner. Mr. Raccoon, everybody's favourite Raccoon. My dude, you've won a prize. I think you won one last season as well, and you may have deferred it, which we need to do something about, but you've got one here as well. Riff, what do you fancy? What do you fancy out of what's left? There's quite a few there. Nitro! Good choice, Riff Raccoon. 1 month of Discord Nitro. I'll send that over your way tomorrow. 1 month of Discord Nitro. For Riff Raccoon, thank you very much for your support this season. Riff finishing 34th with 3,620 pennies. Lovely stuff. Another prize? I think so. Mark, you've got a prize, my dude. Congratulations. What do you fancy? It's like B tier Raccoon. What do you fancy, Mark? He's having a think about it. All of the Mark K/C's at the moment. What's it going to be, Mark? Spreadshirt, a button, a Steam voucher, or Nitro? What do you fancy? He's gone quiet. It's not like you, Mark. Steam voucher should work in the US. Yeah, I've sent one to Clive earlier on, actually, from the last penny prize draw. It took me a while to no, but buttons will. No, I sent a £10 Steam voucher to Clive earlier on, and it seemed to have taken from last season's. Do you want to go for Steam, Mark? Steam? I can give you Steam. Sure, good stuff. £10 Steam voucher. Going your way. Good man. Thank you for all your support this season, Mark. Finishing in 10th on the leaderboard, 8,623 pennies. A pleasure, Mark. Merry Christmas to you. And I'll sort that out for you, hopefully tomorrow at some point. How many more prizes have we got to go? Just 3 more to pick. Here's the next one. Does it say Season 8 prize draw? Oh, that's so embarrassing. I thought I'd update. I updated the front page, but obviously not the draw page. Yeah, it does. You're right. Let me update that now. Right, that'll be updated next time it does a thing. ABME! You've won a prize. Second place at first and second both getting a prize. ABME finishing with 11,976 pennies. Steam me, he says. Steam me, says ABME. More than happy to send you a £10 Steam voucher, ABME. Let's assign that to you. Incidentally, Mark and ABME, there's a 3-day grace period. I need to add you as a friend. So send me your Steam friend code. There's a 3-day then cooldown period where it needs to cool down, and then I'll send it to you a couple of days after Christmas. So the Season 9 draw, right? This is the Season 9 draw. There you go. It says Season 9 now. I've updated it. Right, just 2 more prizes to go this season. Let's pick our next prize winner. Jogging! You've got a prize! Jogging! I think I saw you earlier on. You've got a prize. Persephone's chair button, a Spreadshirt voucher, or a month of Nitro. What's it going to be? Spreadshirt. No, not mincing words. No problem at all. Incidentally, I have to take this moment to do the sponsorship plug. Spreadshirt are the company that make all of the Persephone's chair merch. There's a whole range of stuff there. If you use your voucher, you can get some Persephone chair stuff if you want, but it's by no means mandatory. But if you do get some PC stuff, it would be great to see it modelled. Jogging, thank you for your support this season. £15 Spreadshirt voucher going your way. But yeah, you get hoodies and T-shirts and caps and all sorts. 4th place this season, 10,885 pennies. Which means there is just 1 more prize to draw. Let's pick our final prize winner. It's Not a Cat, who I know cashed in some pennies earlier on. Not a Cat, and it looks like it's come in handy for you. Come in clutch at the end. It's Nitro, a button, or another Spreadshirt voucher. What's it gonna be? If you're still here, Not a Cat, I think I see you in chat. Not a Cat, are you still with us? There's an extra character there for you. I can't remember what that character's called after the exclamation mark. But you is won a prize. What prize would you like? Not a Cat, incidentally, finishing in 45th, 2,094 pennies won this season. I'm going to at you as well, if you're in the server, which you don't appear to be, so I can't. Well, if you're not here, Not a Cat, then you can't claim it. Oh, my iPhone is telling me it's time for bed, which it probably is. It's time for another drink because it's Christmas holidays, isn't it? I mean, I might use not here. You're the last one here anyway, Not a Cat, but it'll be first come, first serve hereafter. I don't know if you've got another name in Discord. But if you're not here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're not here. So, well done to AB Me, Shapes, Riff, Mark, Fernando, Jogging, Not a Cat, and Curse, Fluid Fernando, no, Curse Toucan, Arun, and Lucario, all getting prizes from Game Night Season 7. Thank you to everybody who has participated in games, all 130 odd of you. It's been a blast. I've had so much fun this season. Now I'm tired, and I'm looking forward to a bit of a break over Christmas. But that is the prize draw for this season. I'm going to go to Just Cam so that I can close this build down until next season. Oop, I'll put the camera on. So, I don't know how many packs there were this season. Let me have a look. I can probably tell you, actually. 57 question packs were written by members of the community this season. probably close to 100,000 pennies, if not more, were given out over the course of this season. And I don't even know how many questions were answered, but it has been so much fun. Season 10 is coming on the 10th of January. Question writers, I will be publishing probably tomorrow now the pack assignment for the next season. But we're starting with Battlefront, The Purge, and Red Herrings on Tuesday, the 10th of January. Remember, there's going to be no Thursday stream moving into Season 10 for various reasons. But yeah, no, I haven't forgotten about this. I spent most of this afternoon editing it, so I definitely haven't forgotten it. But it has been an absolute blast. Can I just say at this point, thank you very much to all of the question writers, to all of the question proofers, to all of the moderation and admin team who helped make this work behind the scenes, to all of the creative consultants who have worked with me on new games, to everyone who has offered feedback on games to get stuff in. Big thanks to Dev on the Hackbox stuff this season, because games are starting to move over to there. And personally, I just want to say a massive thank you to Bash, who is ever a constant source of inspiration and a truly, truly great friend. It's been really fun working with him, not just this season, but particularly over the Quizmas stuff. It's been a pleasure to work with you. I'm, as ever, humbled to work in such close proximity with you. So thank you for everything that you've done. And most importantly, to everybody who has come along and played week in, week out on this tiny little corner of the internet. It's getting to the point where it's just so good. It's so good. The quality of the community in general, the quality of the trivia that's being provided, it's just awesome. And I just hope that I can continue to maintain that level of quality with the builds that I'm providing. So Hackboxified version of Big Break, so Ben can say Hackbox in his Jim Davidson voice. That's one reason to do it, definitely. And so all that remains for me to say is to introduce the Quizmas number 1, which it turns out was already open. I just need to flick to that window. Can I take this opportunity as well to wish you all a very, very merry merry Christmas. Let's say Quizmas, Christmas, or Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa, or however you're celebrating this holiday season. As ever, do be splendid and wonderful and marvellous and safe. Enjoy spending time with family or friends this holiday season. And I look forward to seeing you in 2023 for Game Night Season 10. Oh, fucking hell. Flagey Lounge, thank you for the raid, my dude. You're just in time for the very final thing of Game Night Season 9. Thank you for the raid. We are actually about to finish, but Dragon Strikes, welcome to the stream. Do stick around. And D-Side Det TV, welcome to the stream. Yo, Flagella, how you doing, my bro? It's rare I'm on later than you, I have to say. But you're just in time for the tail end. It's the very last thing we're doing, because it's the last episode. Hello, Bod, welcome to the stream. It's the last thing we're doing. I'm glad we've got a new audience in for this. It's the last thing we do in Quizmas. It's now the 3rd year running we've done this. Bash and I have cut a little Quizmas number 1. Hopefully it'll be Christmas number 1, but it'll be available on YouTube unlisted, so you won't be able to search for it, but I'll put a link up in the Discord server. Andre Croy, welcome to the stream. What I'm going to do, actually, what I was about to do before that raid came in, I was just about to go and mute notifications, because I want you to enjoy this uninterrupted from any potential notifications that might come in at this point. So until 2023, January the 10th, I am back with even more trivia and even more fun. It's been a tremendous season. Thank you again to everybody. Have a wonderful time. Be splendid, be wonderful, be marvellous, be safe, and have a very, very Merry Christmas. Have an awesome time. I'll see you next year. And until then, you have been watching Game Night. I have been Royal Flush. Take care. Peace out. And good night.
Build a fire and gather round the tree. fill a glass and maybe come and sing with me. So kiss me under the mistletoe, pour out the wine, let's toast and pray for December snow. I know there's been pain this year, but it's time to let it go. Next year you never know. But for now, Merry Christmas. We'll dance in the kitchen while embers glow. We've both known love, but this love we've got is the best of all. I wish you could see it through my eyes and you would know, my God, you look beautiful right now. Merry Christmas. The fire is raging on, and we'll all sing along to the song. Just having so much fun. While we're here, can we all spare a thought for the ones who have gone? Merry Christmas, everyone. So just keep kissing me under the mistletoe. Pour out the wine, let's toast and pray for December snow. I know there's been pain this year, but it's time to let it go. Next year you never know. But for now, Merry Christmas. We'll dance in the kitchen while embers glow. We've both known love, but this love we've got is the best of all. I wish you could see it through my eyes and you would know, my God, you look beautiful right now. Merry Christmas. I feel it when it comes, every year helping us carry on. Filled up with so much love, all the family and friends all together where we all belong. Merry Christmas, everyone. It's Christmas time for you and I. We'll have a good night and a Merry Christmas. It's Christmas time for you and I. We'll have a good night and a Merry Christmas. It's Christmas time for you and I. We'll have a good night and a Merry Christmas. It's Christmas time for you and I. We'll have a good night and a Merry Christmas time.
Merry Christmas, everybody. See you next year.